Hi there, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Pupcast. I am Aaron, your host, and in just a little bit, I'm going to be joined by my normal group of guests. This is an interesting episode, what we have here today. We had a few topics lined up. We were either going to talk about House of Cards, the new Netflix series, and what that means about the future of television, or we were going to talk about some of our favorite shows that are no longer on the air. Well, not no longer on the air. More accurately, the episode was going to be called Dearly Depart, and was going to be honoring shows that left the airwaves too soon, that were cut off before they should have been. But both of those episodes were going to require our TV experts, one of whom is Stacy, and by now you have all probably heard, but we got the news right before we started recording, that Stacy would be leaving the site. So we decided that instead we would just have a limbo episode, for lack of better terms. This episode, to anybody out there who has ever listened to us before, you know that we constantly start getting off topic, and unless we shut that down, we just go on forever and ever. This was the week in which I decided, you know what, screw it. Anything we want to talk about, we just talk about. And if that means we start getting off topic, then that means that we get off topic. But we ended up covering a whole lot of stuff. We didn't talk about any of them in any real depth, but we still got a lot covered. To any of you cartoon fans out there, we covered the cancellation of Young Justice and Green Lantern. To anybody out there who is a Community fan, we talked about the new season of Community and our thoughts on it. We also talked about several other things. I hope you enjoy it. And, one last time, we say this during the episode, but I just want to get out there one more time because we did kind of get off topic once again. But we completely appreciate everything that Stacy did for the screen. We really appreciate everything that she did for the Pupcast. Anytime she wants to come back on, she is more than welcome to. And we wish her the best in her future pursuits. Now, normally I would have a song lead us in, but I think Jackson took care of it this time. So, enjoy, guys.
Wiki Wild Wild West, Jim West, Desperado, Rada. No, you don't want none of this. Six gun in this. What a way. Hey, guys, was that where you were going?
Of course you would start singing that song, Jackson.
Of course
it wouldn't be Kevin, it wouldn't be Aaron, it'd be you.
Of course. Who else?
I don't know the words, so of course it wouldn't be me.
You weren't the exact right age when you got into Will Smith. I was a child, and I remember the wrong things. I don't remember anything I learned in school, but I remember all the lyrics to Will Smith's Wild Wild West. It was a tune.
That's fine. I still remember all the lyrics to most Beastie Boys songs, so I understand.
They're a different level, though. Beastie Boys are really awesome, and Will Smith's good too. But there's a different level there.
Yeah, Will Smith is an entertainer, very much so.
Welcome
to the
I can sing Linkin Park.
Oh, so
Linkin
can I,
Park.
but that's because one of my friends, still, to this day, genuinely thinks they are the greatest band ever. Genuinely. No irony there. It scares me.
They are the greatest band to have as the soundtrack for when you're going up 20 flights of stairs, beating people up on every floor. But, outside of that, that was a reference to The Raid, everybody, and the fact that they did the music for it. Anyway.
I know. I just didn't say anything.
Yeah, okay. Just throwing that out there for the people at home who did not get that reference.
But would the Raid have been better if the guy dropped the swords down, dropped his, put up his fist, and then suddenly, crawling in my skin? Would that have been better?
Oh my god.
No, Numb and Encore just need to start blaring them.
Oh man, that'd be pretty great.
That's how I got into Jay-Z, was through Linkin Park.
And we'll start recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, welcome to the Pupcast, everyone. No longer the screened Pupcast. Now it's now completely separate from that, and we'll talk about why in a little bit. Because we just got some news a second ago. In fact, by the time that I edit this, you guys might not have gotten the news. So for the 2 people who listen to this and not the rest of the site, prepare to be shocked. But this is the show that we do dedicated to film, television, and let's face it, just whatever the hell pops into our head. Joining me today is Jackson.
Hello. I rap.
Yes, surprisingly well. Maz.
I don't rap.
Surprisingly good choice. And also Kevin.
I am the hybrid theory.
You can always tell on this show to have an insane reference in like the first 5 minutes.
I am the Meteora.
And I'm Aaron.
And we are the Minutes to Midnight.
You know, it's weird. I can't believe that Linkin Park never did a Voltron-style sequence in one of their music videos where they all just link up into one thing. I don't know why, but as you were saying that's all that popped into my head. They do what?
Would they link in a park?
Oh, God damn it.
It's because they were already attached to the Transformers movie, so they can't do that without confusing their audience.
That's true.
I loved their song for the first Transformers movie, unironically.
I really unironically like their second. There's one for the second movie. It's a decent pop song, but you know.
Yeah, this is something that doesn't go on enough on this show, in which we just recognize the fact that just because something's not great, it's like it can still be okay. I've noticed that after editing so many of these episodes together, that we tend to have either that was the worst thing ever, or it was amazing. There's very little middle ground with us. So,
middle ground is just like, yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we rarely ever go, yeah, it was okay. We typically just go, oh, fuck you for liking that. But yeah, anyway. We don't really have a topic this week. We had some topics planned, but everything just kind of fell through. But, fuck it. We've been having, 3-hour-long episodes the past couple times. This is going to kind of be a short one in which we have long discussions about specific news stories or
like
what we've seen.
Wild Wild West, the Will Smith blockbuster hit of 1999. Oh.
See, this is
Starring
why
Kevin?
we can't. See, this is why we can't use Google Hangout, because in Google Hangout, I couldn't cut out what Jackson just said and managed to still make this show listenable.
This is exactly why we should use Google Hangout.
Dude, we used Google Hangout, and within the first 5 minutes, it would turn into nothing but an entire show of, I'm putting a hat on Maz now.
Oh, you're right. Oh,
Yeah, that would be like trying to take a photo of cats while someone is playing with a laser pointer. It's not going to happen.
Or putting hats on characters from The Wire.
Yeah.
We were easily amused. We do have serious news stories now.
We do have serious news stories. How have you guys been doing?
I've been applying Propian narrative theory to the narrative of damages. How the fuck have you guys been? I hate it.
I
hate myself.
I've been applying.
Maz attends Pompous U, apparently.
I've been applying media theory for industrial production and audience contexts to The Wire and how they relate to script writing. I don't actually have the answers. I have an essay to write.
That actually sounds kind of interesting. I'd like to read that.
It would be if the way that they use language didn't sound like English. That'd help, because just they give you these things and they're like, one of the bullet points was reality is unrealistic. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? So that's the level we're working at. But The Wire's pretty cool. I get to analyze a scene for education where they say fuck all the time. It's great.
Nice.
I thought you were just gonna start talking about how in Baltimore they don't speak English, they speak Baltimorese, because Baltimore is clearly not part of America.
But Baltimore is the great American city.
Baltimore is a great American city. I have no joke there for that one. Seriously,
no,
Baltimore.
It's not a joke. That's the whole point of The Wire. It is Baltimore as the American city. You should see David Simon write about it. He's pretty interesting.
So much of our country gives the entire northeast section of this country so much shit, and it's like, I got news for you. The northeast is where this country started. So yeah, Boston, Baltimore, and everything needs more attention.
Yeah, didn't you play Assassin's Creed 3?
No.
Wait, was that historically accurate? Anyway, we're getting off topic. You've been applying something to The Wire. You've been applying something to, I forgot the other part of that.
What is damages? What even is damages?
Was that with, Glenn Close?
Yeah, Rose Byrne, Glenn Close, Ted Danson for the first season.
Oh, yeah.
Non-linear legal drama. Glenn Close is the ultimate manipulative bitch. It's great. It's all on Netflix.
I've been applying liquor to my liver, so that's what I've been applying. Because yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. How'd you guys celebrate?
As anyone should. I sat in a pub and then I came home and felt really depressed. Because it's St. Patrick's Day. What else do you do?
That sounds about right.
This exactly.
I watched the pilot to Lost.
Good for you.
Yeah.
What did you do, Kevin?
That's pretty great television right there.
Oh yeah, the first 20 minutes are great.
Oh god, we're about to get into a fight. I can feel it coming.
What, about how J.J. Abrams ruined television? Nah, I'm
Wait,
good.
Kevin, were you being facetious with your great television remark?
No, that pilot is awesome.
Oh, okay, good, because, the pilot is great. Especially because it's played by the guy from Heroes.
Oh yeah, Greg Grunberg. Okay, carry on.
That guy. Whatever
All right.
happened to him?
He got
He
that
was in
Heroes
Heroes,
money?
so... He was
But-
in
but
Heroes, and that was
After
it.
that. Okay, I guess.
He was in L.A. Noire.
Anyway.
Oh, yes, he was. But he was a really shit extra in L.A. Noire. He barely featured. Poor dude.
Yeah, well, in honor, like I said, we're just going to talk about random stuff on this episode, and in honor of St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to ask you guys, what's television or movies' greatest drunk?
Oh, dude. Speaking of The Wire, McNulty's a pretty great drunk. I mean, he's
Yeah.
a horrible, horrible, horrible human being, but he's pretty good.
Oh, I meant more of in real life. I meant more of in fiction, not real life, but...
Well, no, McNulty. McNulty's not.
Oh, I thought you said Nick Nolte.
No.
He is also a really good drunk.
Seriously, I was like, damn, that's kind of harsh, but alright. Oh, okay, seriously, I thought you said Nick Nolte. Damn, sorry, my bad.
Bravo. Bravo, I say.
I'm going with... Although he was a great drunk in Warriors, but anyway. I'll go with Barney Gumble myself, from The Simpsons.
Oh, Barney's so good. Man, that episode where he gets sober and gets high on coffee all the time. That's great.
I'm trying to think of my favorite Barney moment, but I mean, it's pretty much just any, probably the one where Moe left the bar to go and kill Bart because he found out he was doing the prank calls. And he goes, Barney, don't steal any beer while I'm gone. What do I look like? Some kind of a deranged drunk to you? Someone spilled beer in this ashtray!
I like the one, I think it's Flaming Moe's, where everything sets on fire, everyone runs out, and then Barney comes in to collect the beer.
Yes! That was a great one.
What about Otis, the drunk from Andy Griffith?
Yeah, I was trying to think, who was the drunk on Andy Griffith? Thank you. Yes. I love that, because it's such an old cartoony version of a drunk, like the kind of drunk who would throw away like a bottle with 3 X's on it or something. It was the drunk who showed up in the drunk tank, and then that was it. There was never a serious episode with Otis on it. Kevin, you got one?
Not really.
No, not really.
Like the only person I can really think of up top of my head is Denzel Washington's character in Flight.
Yeah, that's a great... The scene in which... You know what? Fuck it. The Oscars ruined everything for that, so whatever. The scene in which it's, he puts the bottle down, walks away, like the entire audience is kind of that feeling of, good for you.
Then it takes
Why are they staying on that bottle for so long? Oh, fuck! It's like... That, to me, like, his hotel room the next day is more disturbing than the plane crash.
The best thing about that film is what happens 5 minutes later when they're like, oh god, we need someone to fix this, and they bring in John Goodman again. It's so
Here's some
great.
cocaine.
Yeah, man, I wish they'd committed to that horrible nihilistic ending and didn't then try to... Because that would have been so brave. That would have been so great just to have it, just to go through with that. I don't know.
That would be so, like, anti-Robert Zemeckis, though.
Yeah, I forgot while I was watching it. Oh yes, this is a Robert Zemeckis film.
Well, and also I feel like at the end of it, if he had just gotten away and was still like, alright, I'm going back to getting drunk, it'd be kind of like well, what the fuck was the point of this? It's like, he didn't learn any lessons, nothing changed in him, he's just going back to being a drunk, he's getting off scot-free. It's like, there has to be some kind of a change or development or growth.
It doesn't have to be. That's why it would have been cool, because that would have been a story that you don't see as much. And I would have been like, good on you, John Goodman.
You
would have been
kept
a nice...
a customer.
You kept a customer. Oh, so it was John Goodman's story the entire time.
Oh, man. He was the best thing about that film. He was only in 2 scenes.
He did need to be in more. The weird thing is, I was going back and watching Community Season 3, And then all of a sudden there's that moment in which he has that weird goatee and the ponytail, and he just says, "I'm currently going through some things." So as soon as I saw him in this movie with the goatee and the ponytail, I was like, oh!
Other good drunk, I would have to say John McClane in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yes!
Because he's just got that, when he's got the placard on and everything, he's just got that, fuck all of you.
Just
I
the
was
amount he
drinking.
doesn't... Just the amount of shits that he doesn't give towards anyone in the beginning of that movie. God, man. Die Hard 3, yes. I love Die Hard 3.
Alright, well, let's move on to, before we get into news, what have you guys been watching lately?
I've been watching a lot of Final Fantasy 13. But in actual movies, I saw Love. Have any of you seen
that
Love?
weird thing that has, like, the creepy Guillermo del Toro-looking creature on the front of it?
What?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind. There's something I see on Netflix all the time when I'm scrolling past it, and it's called LUV, and it's got, like, this weird, creepy monster
Low.
thing. Low. Oh!
Yeah.
My bad. It does have a heart on the cover of it, so I kept thinking it was Love. All right.
Yeah, that movie's really weird. It's basically like a one-room play thing.
Shit.
You'd probably like it.
It doesn't sound like I would, but there's so many things that doesn't sound like I'd like it. And then
Is
I'd
it
end up
a
loving it.
one limo play? I hear Aaron loves those.
Oh, God. By the
you
way,
watched
yes,
Cosmopolis?
Kevin, you never told us where you come down on that. Cosmopolis, where you stand.
I stopped watching after 30 minutes.
Oh! Victory for me!
But
I need to watch it now just to see whether I fall down on Matt or Aaron's side, because Matt is like, that movie is the best. Not the best, but he's pro Cosmopolis.
It's up there with John Carter, even.
well, here's the thing. I had other movies to watch that were I had to go back the very next day, so I ended up
okay.
watching 16 Candles instead, which was like what I was in the mood for instead of Cosmopolis. So
Alright, then.
maybe I'll go back to Cosmopolis, but I don't know.
Yeah.
16 Candles or Pretty in Pink, Kevin?
Still have not seen Pretty in Pink, so 16 Candles?
Alright.
Oh, okay. You should watch Pretty in Pink, Scott Ducky and John Cryer.
I'm going to. But yeah, 16 Candles is really good.
So Love
Yes, so anyway, Love.
is this basically, what if I told you that there was a man who wanted to practically remake 2001, and that man was Tom DeLonge of Blink-182? That is the film you have here. It's pretty crazy.
Is it competently done? Where does it
It's
come
not
down?
directed by him, but it's inspired by this really pretentious album by Angels of Airwaves, also called Love. And at the end, they genuinely do just give up, and they redo the ending of 2001. That is how shameless it is. They're just like, oh god, it's full of stars. It just happens, and you're like, what? What?
Is it like
That's-
Be Kind Rewind? Is it like that?
No, it's trying to be serious, and it is comedy directed. It's well done, and I liked it. It was a good film, but there's not an original thought in it. Is its biggest problem, because it just nicks everything from far better movies, which is perfect for anything based off Angels on Airwaves, because they're that kind of band as well. They want really hard to be U2. It's really dumb, but it's okay.
All right. See, that's another time when we've stopped and said something's just okay. All right,
Yeah.
we're getting better at this.
I have
Yeah.
something that's more than just okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Quiet Man.
Oh,
Yeah, everyone here has seen The Quiet Man, right?
I haven't seen it, but I'm aware of it.
Oh, you need to see it. It's like, I hate Westerns and John Wayne. I respect John Ford, but I'm not like, yeah, John Ford's awesome. But, like, nah, man, he made The Quiet Man, and I love that movie. It's been on the video on demand and movie channels recently.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Not Jim Thorpe,
John Wayne.
John Wayne goes to Ireland
Oh,
to reclaim his family's land.
I
Falls
know
in
the
love
one
with,
you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Falls in love with Katie O'Hara, Mary
Yeah.
O'Hara, some
Something like
Irish.
that.
Has a epic comical fist fight
Yes.
across the town.
Yes.
It was so good. And just
That, yeah, I actually have seen this now, and that fight at the end is one of the best in cinema history. It is basically a live-action version of the chicken Peter Griffin fight, in which he's just beating the crap out of a guy all across Ireland, across the countryside, through town. There's a moment where an old lady comes to him and gives him a stick to beat him with.
Yeah, and then it just I love the whole they really get into the nitty-gritty of Irish customs.
Yes.
I'm just like, man, come on. It's 1920, maybe? 1940?
Something
You don't
like
need
that,
no
yeah.
dowry anymore.
It was old time. Ireland was pretty backwards for a long time. Man, that's the
Hey.
perfect film to talk in. I'm part Irish, I can say that. That is the perfect movie to watch in honor of St. Patrick's Day, man. Because that is one of the most. That and Knuckle are the two most Irish films I've ever seen.
Snatch would be more like a gypsy movie.
Snatch is more of a gypsy thing, yeah. Although there are Irish gypsies, that's what Knuckle was, kind of. But yeah, it was mostly
Also, a lot of drunk people.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt, really good. I want to say drunk because that explains the accent.
No, he was just. There's some of those guys who you just meet and they're just vibrating at a different, frequency. But yeah, let's see. I have seen. I've talked numerous times on this show how I am no stranger to bad cinema. Last night I found what may be the greatest bad movie of all time on Netflix.
Okay, hit me.
There was a 1995 American live-action remake of the anime classic Fist of the North Star.
Oh my god.
I have to go add this to my instant queue.
Yes, you do. This may be the greatest bad movie of all time, and it stars the guy who went on to do the voice of Zuko for Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh god, Dante Basco's in
He's
it
in
too.
this, yes.
Oh my god.
It's got Michael McShane in there, so that just lets you know it's terrible straight from the start. It's pretty much, we've said numerous times that, if you're going to make something, an adaptation of something into film, you have to actually have a passion for it. This movie shows you have to have the passion, but you also have to know how to make a movie. Because I was watching it, it's like, okay, clearly this guy is a fan of Fist of the North Star, doesn't have a goddamn idea how to make a movie. Because there is so much stuff in here just thrown in. There's, flashbacks that last longer than the rest of the movie in the middle of it, but, cut up. So it's and they never let you know when something's just going back in time. So it's when the fuck did this happen? And
this sounds so great.
And the hero has one of those action stars who has an accent that you have no idea what he's saying, or where he's from. The villain at the end is effeminate with a big mullet and leather overalls. One of the villain's henchmen is Chris Penn, Sean Penn's fat brother, who does martial arts in here and constantly has a slowly exploding brain. Bad attempts at catchphrases. Choreographed fight scenes where the fist and feet aren't even getting close to the people's faces when they go flying off. It is the perfect bad movie. It's amazing.
Does he at least yell, "You're already dead, you just don't know it yet"? Well,
he does say it, yeah. No, not well, no. But he does say it. Like I said, this was made by a guy who's a fan of it.
I don't want to see them say it well. I just want to see them say it like they love it.
Yes. Oh, and the weird thing is, there's so many people in this movie. There's, Clint Howard shows up for no reason, as a cameo, which is weird, because at this time he was a little too famous just to be doing cameos in movies that weren't Ron Howard movies. Who else was in here that,
Of course Malcolm McDowell would somehow show up in this movie.
Okay, he's his dad who has zombies show up to give him a message, or takes over a child's body and delivers a message. It's so weird. Who was the guy that was driving me nuts in here when I found out he was in Downtown Julie Brown's in Melvin Van Peebles. Melvin Van Peebles is the guy who made me lose my fucking mind when I found out he was in this. Melvin Van Peebles. This wasn't his last movie, was it? Please, God, don't let this have been his last one. But
I doubt it.
No, wait. Oh, he's still alive.
Why?
Well,
Does he have a raging drug problem?
No, I just
80.
thought he's just old, man.
Oh.
He's old. I thought he was dead. Good on you, Melvin Van Peebles, for being alive. But yeah, it's god damn, this movie is insane. There's stuff that's happening. It's like, did this already happen? Is this a flashback? I don't understand. Oh, it's incredible. Everyone needs to watch it. But yeah, it's on Netflix Instant Queue, and as soon as I scrolled to that, I was like, this is going to be incredible. And I was not wrong. Which is great, because like I said, I love laughing at bad movies. And for the longest time, I've been going, oh, this looks funny, and instead of just, oh, that was just kind of dumb and stupid. It made me feel bad. This takes me back to Atlas Shrugged Parts 2. That's how bad this is.
Oh, yes.
But anyway, anybody else seen anything they want to talk about? Oh, wait, before we go on any further, someone just walked in. Callum has now joined us.
Hello.
He walked in through the internet.
I walked into the internet.
Finally, the Matrix is real.
Hang on, is the internet from Digimon the movie real? Did you go down those
damn it.
crazy flying things? Yeah, sorry.
Hold
Sorry,
on,
go ahead.
wait, time it. 31 minutes before mentioning Digimon. A new record.
Take a shot.
You can't bring up the internet like that and not expect me to mention that pretty awesome internet stuff in that.
I really need to give you guys. We are now. It's a good time to finally say this. Good time to finally say this. One of the reasons why we are no longer going to be called Screen Pupcast is because two reasons. First, we are now almost have our website ready. At least like the domain is now bought.
We have a domain and an
And
RSS
now that we have a domain, and now that and as soon as we get this thing started up, you guys will be able to just do shows about whatever the fuck you want, your own like mini-sodes or whatever, and that'll be totally cool. So I'm just gonna give you guys a Digimon cast. That's it.
No, because then it wouldn't be fun anymore. And I'd just be like bringing up Digimon for the sake of it, and I'd be like, why am I doing this?
I don't actually want to talk to people
topics.
about it.
No, because then I'd have to be like, oh, let's see what's going on in Digimon now. Oh, God, this is depressing. Why do you still exist? Kill me. Let's have a look at how Yu-Gi-Oh's doing. Oh, what's happened to his hair?
No, man, it's all about the Pokemon.
Oh, the Pokemans.
Yeah.
How is he still not a Pokemon master after all this time? Here's the
How
most
is he
inefficient
still
trainer.
16?
Because
Wait,
They
he's 16?
age Misty. They don't age Ash. What the hell?
It's because in the first episode he saw Ho-Oh flying over him, and that bird, whenever you see it, grants your wishes. And he wanted to go on an adventure, so forever he is 10 years old.
oh man, if they have a Pokemon
Wait, did
finale with
they
some fucked
really
up twist
have
like that?
Ho-Ho in the first episode?
Yes.
Yes.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
that's
like
busy, I can
totally
just leave.
planning ahead for Generation 2 Pokemon.
Yeah.
Well, they made the anime when they were already working on the G2 game, so
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
they were in touch.
Oh my God, are we actually doing this? Sorry, I almost like fell into this for a second.
You are busy.
Like
I
it
can
was
just
one of
leave.
those weird things where like you're driving late at night and and all of a sudden you just slowly start drifting into the other lane.
And then you drop all the campaign
it's
posters
not-
off the truck.
Well, like,
And it's not until suddenly you see the lights of someone coming in the opposite direction and you go, oh fuck, and slide it back over. Alright, yeah, holy shit, I was like literally like about to get into a serious talk about
Remember
Pokemon
how
there
dumb
for a second.
Pokemon 2000 was? Remember how dumb
Shut
the
up,
ending of Pokemon the
Jackson!
movie was?
Alright, stop.
No, it's our
stop.
theme. Let's go. Let's roll with it.
No,
Pokemon
stop.
the movie. Pokemon the movie is the kick-ass.
Stop.
of
We actually have a serious thing to
Pokemon.
talk about in a few minutes. Stop. Okay, that was what we've watched recently. Let's go into the news. And first order
Wait,
of
what
business.
about Callum?
Callum,
Get to
what have you
say-
seen?
Callum really wants to talk about something.
Oh, what have you seen, Callum?
Oh, God. I've been watching... So it's like I've watched a lot of things here, but, like since the last time I've been on here, so I can actually like talk about what I've watched.
Pick
Pick
one.
two. Pick two.
Pick two.
Right. In which case, then, because I know Jack's here, I started watching Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay.
Like,
Get
it's
an
one of
internet high five.
because I finally got Netflix the other month, and so
Oh,
I
nice.
started. Yeah, and so and it was on there, and seeing as I now go through this animation Renaissance phase thing, I thought, you know, what, I'm finally going to find out what the fuss is about, and I can definitely see what the fuss is about.
Guys, how far are you into it?
Book 1 just finished chapter 14. Literally just finished chapter 14.
Oh shit! You are if you already see what the fuss is about,
that's the thing.
you
Like,
are
it's
in for a treat.
like that's the thing. Like,
Stupid decision of going. Okay, I'm giving it one more episode. I think it said like if the next episode's good, I'm gonna watch it forever. I'm gonna marathon the whole thing right now. And the next episode was The Great Divide.
but Jet was so good. Like that fake out. I don't even care. It's a fake out. That was ballsy as fuck.
Soccer is my bro.
Like I feel like
don't
for
like
the
using
first,
that word, but
like the first, I think it was 6 episodes. I was really all over the map with it. Like I could see promises of potential, especially from episode 3. The I think it was the Southern Water Temple, and like Air Temple. I mean. And, like, I could see potential there, but it kept getting squandered because it had, like, because soccer was really on my nerves at the first point. It had a really bad tendency to do awful gags, and, you know, because the fact it has to appeal to kids. But then just, like, then the further on it's gotten, it's really found what it wants to be. It's gotten smoother, it's gotten more confident, its tone is getting far more stageable, and the gags are actually getting better, too, which is kind of why, which is pretty much why I was able to mostly stomach The Great Divide, because its end gag was kind of just hilarious. Even if the entire episode was pretty much just 2 people squabbling over ridiculously petty things, which is something I personally cannot stand. You're right. If
really?
You're gonna do that,
Why are you on this show?
Yeah, I was waiting for that. But yeah, the writing needs to be really good, and the writing there was pretty bad and awful during that episode.
They managed to pull off many times arguing over petty things and make it pretty compelling, but in there they just didn't do it well.
Yeah.
And
then
how
also,
great is the Blue Spirit?
Pretty friggin' great. That has amazing action sequences. That escape was amazing. But then, of course, I then decided to follow The Great Divide straight afterwards because I knew the show could do better. I immediately followed it up with The Storm, and now every single night I'm watching 2 episodes. I'm just going to watch 2 episodes back to back every night for the next however many weeks because
you're making a good decision.
Yeah. Oh, no, actually, that's a lie. I'm going to watch 2 episodes a week, and then it's going to be some Easter break very shortly. I mean, I'm just going to demolish book 2 and 3 all the way to the end. Because
that's a very
wise
good way
decisions.
to spend Easter break, yeah.
So what is this crazy news? Fill us in.
No, he has one more account. What's the other
Oh, he has one
one?
more. Sorry.
Right. I also started watching My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic.
What
is this crazy news?
I was going to say, I'm still on the Skype call. That's a good sign.
Yeah, hold on a second. You said there's so many things I've been watching since the last time.
Yeah, well, I chose that one to purposely annoy you, Alan.
You were watching this before that. It's like...
if you want to talk about
it was all going so well.
Once again, I feel like I should just have an episode, get Michelle on here, because she's a huge fan of that show too, and just let you 2 go off on it. Get it out of your system.
Unlistenable garbage. In seriousness, I also watched Drive. But I finally managed to get around to watching Drive.
Okay.
I picked it up from a charity shop for about £5. My fucking god, Drive is amazing.
It's a damn fun film.
That's the thing. The thing that shocked me most about it is that for the first 60 minutes, pretty much nothing of what the movie is sold as happens. Like it's sold as like this fast-paced revenge thriller, and then for about the first hour, it's just slow. It's just like character building, romance, but it still flies by so fast. But when I had to pause, like after the motel sequence, to quickly go get a drink, and I just saw it said an hour's passed. I was like, wait, what? Like, it's just that fast, and the acting was incredible, it was shot amazingly, that soundtrack is so cool. Like, I've got that whole soundtrack. It's just such an amazing movie, from beginning to end, and it's, I really wish I could have seen it in 2011, like, when it came out, like, to have gone into a cinema and watched it on a cinema screen, but, of course, I have a slight problem with not being 18 at the time that happened. But still, that is the kind of movie that you watch, that you sit through terrible movies for occasion to watch, because you see a movie like that, it just kind of renews your faith in movie making, because you just know that people could just turn out movies as amazing as this, and I'm babbling incoherently for making no sense. Anyways, news.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. Stop putting yourself down at the end of your sentences, man. That was good.
It was all going so well. You were like, I'm talking, I'm great. Oh no, what if I wasn't great? I wasn't great.
That's the wonders of my crippling lack of self-confidence. Anyways, news.
Yeah.
So we're going to
here's a
reboot
little
the
hint.
podcast now, right?
Here's a little hint. I used to have crippling self-confidence too.
And then I took an arrow in the knee.
Fuck off.
Alright,
That meme isn't even funny anymore.
I know.
Fuck you, that meme will always be funny.
I should slap you.
I'm now too.
I
just
got real bad
so
self-confidence.
So I'm sure you can
The way you get over it is you just realize everybody's fucked up. Nobody out there knows what they're talking about, man. You are just entitled to your opinion as everyone else
Well, as
is.
evidenced by IGN America's corporate site, then clearly they don't.
I think the best quote I heard on that was, "You have to realize that everyone else spends as much time thinking about themselves as you think everyone else spends as much time thinking about you. So actually, it doesn't matter. And as soon as you realize that, things come a lot easier." But I don't know.
What? What are you referencing?
Someone said that. Well, cut this out because I don't know what I'm talking
What the
about.
fuck were you? See, Callum, did you see that? He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
I had to be called out on it, but on my bullshit before I could admit it was bullshit. I was doing,
See, exactly.
High.
That's the point. He went into it not knowing what the fuck he was saying, but he felt like he did and acted like he did. And yeah, sometimes someone's gonna come along and go, "That didn't make any goddamn sense."
And you know what?
Like, all right,
That's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all right. Somber faces now. Somber faces. Because, it's time to... This is the only reason we're no longer called Screen Pupcast. The main reason that we were calling ourselves Screen Pupcast still was because, well, first off, Screen was the main place we were still putting this up. But also, one of our members, and a damn fine member at that, was Stacy. We love having Stacy on. Stacy was always great. Literally right before we started recording, Stacy sent all of us a note just to say that she was leaving Screen.
And Burma Braun.
And Berman Braun. So that means that with Stacy no longer there, we're free to talk all the shit we want about Berman Braun, because Stacy was the one good thing about this place.
Stacy was the thing.
The thing.
They didn't do any other things. It was the lack of things
Yeah.
that really brought it down.
Guys.
Yeah.
Guys.
Final Dasa has asked me to start writing shit for the front page of...
Hey, Berman Braun, aren't you amazing?
Yes, alright.
He's not getting paid.
No,
for
I'm
it,
not
though.
saying... Oh, no, but I'm not saying let's shit over Burma Braun.
But
Let's just... We're gonna miss Stacy.
We're going to miss Stacy. Yes, this was not meant to be us just sitting around saying, "Hey, we can now finally talk shit about this." No, this was meant to be just
really
us saying. This was meant to us just be saying, "Hey, Stacy, we miss her already, and she was the thing that made us want to come to Screen." Screen has always been a site that is run by personalities, and we were all sad to see Rory go. We're all sad to see Stacy go, because she also was a great personality for this site, and we wish her the best in the future.
Wait, I gotta pull up a WWE Future Endeavors letter so we can do that proper.
What?
Whenever
Raw
Wrestling Entertainment releases
yeah.
someone, they have the same trite, mechanical,
We wish you all the best in your
automatic
future
posting
endeavors.
of like X and X and X, who was X for on screen, is no longer with the company. We wish you your best in
It's
your
like
future
when you take
endeavors.
part in a school play, and the head teacher
McMahon
sends you
out.
a letter of congratulations, and it's literally just kind of reads like, "Dear insert name, I really enjoyed your role
Name.
in blank. You were in blank play. You were amazing. Signed, the principal."
I got news for you. I've been fired from a lot of jobs. That shit still happens, even when you're an adult.
Yeah, that doesn't change. People pretending to be polite in a way that's...
Like our boss from Office.
They don't even fool anyone.
Did you guys see up in the air? The future is basically just going to be
Oh,
you receive.
God.
You know those gift cards that you open up and it plays like a recorded message? That's gonna be the future of how you're fired. Just do 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 do. We've got some bad news for Aaron. What'd you say, motherfucker? I'll destroy this motherfucking card. Just me trying to
Underrated
tear into a
movie.
car with my teeth and
Those-
it's just going do do do
Just
do
those
do do
scenes
do
were
do.
the most heartbreaking. They were the most
God, Up in the Air was
God.
amazing.
Oh.
But yeah, Stacy, we are going to completely miss Stacy. She was such a great personality. I'm hoping that we can still get her back on to this at some point in time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
we're no longer affiliated with Screen either, except for Maz. Hey, Maz.
I was totally about to send a letter about how, hey, so we should do some Justified talk on the podcast in segment 3. Because you write about Justified, and I write about Justified, and Justified's a great show. And now I don't have anyone to talk about Justified with.
So about all your new corporate friends.
Yeah, like I said, we did have topics. We did have, like I said at the beginning of this episode, we did have topics this week, and they were all TV themed. And then all of a sudden, I was like, I don't know if we should do TV, because I know Stacey's been busy with something, and then we found out what that something was as soon as this episode started. And it's like, well, we're not doing that TV theme this week. Although, Maz, if you still want to talk about the finale to Young Justice and Green Lantern, I'm still down with that. But
I don't. I am legitimately sad that I'm not getting a proper closure to Young Justice. I don't want to talk about Young Justice anymore for a little bit.
Oh, fuck. Can I still talk about Green Lantern? Because I'm even wearing a ring right now.
I'm
not kidding. Listen to this. That's it.
Fucking Cartoon Network.
Well, they'll keep giving you more seasons of Mad.
Mad's actually not all that bad. I'll say that. But, I mean, it's a totally
just
for
I haven't
kids
seen
show.
Anybody else who does enjoy it.
But it's like, I mean, Green Lantern and Young Justice were legitimately amazing. I mean, I'm not going to lie. The final episode of Green Lantern, there's a moment where I was fighting back tears at one moment, and I can't remember the last time a cartoon did that to me.
Okay, spoilers for Young Justice. When Wally dies...
Which was such a twist, because anybody who reads comic knows, okay, this is exactly like how Barry Allen dies.
That's like Barry's got to die.
And then Wally dies. Shit.
I know. I was like, but he was supposed to go and marry Artemis, and they were supposed to get out of the life and have kids and shit.
And it was his last job, and he had a wife at home waiting for him.
Oh, God!
Yeah, fuck.
Oh, I was just like...
Kid show.
Yeah, on a kid show, once again. But, I mean, I would just like to point out the irony of the fact that everybody said, okay, on Twitter, the hashtag you use is Heroes Never Die going into this. And then on both episodes, someone dies.
And but
yeah, that was the reason why our episode today was going to be Dearly Departed, celebrating shows that had gone, because those two shows were leaving. God damn.
Hey,
let me ask you guys...
They're not canceled. No one said canceled. They're just not getting more episodes because Cartoon Network never cancels anything. They just have a constantly evolving portfolio of entertainment for children 16 to 11.
They've sent them to Mandyland.
Mandyland?
Well,
no one knows Mandyland?
No.
Okay,
No.
I won't explain Mandyland.
No, explain Mandyland. I'm confused now.
No, I'll let...
It's going to mention Billy and Mandy, isn't it?
Oh, okay, fine. After season 1 of The West Wing, Mandy doesn't just...
Oh,
just stop showing up.
yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Send them up into the attic with the Fonz's brother, or whatever it was. Richie Cunningham's brother.
Basically.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, Mike and Aaron. I'm sure if you enjoy Green Lantern and Young Justice, you'll enjoy the new season of Johnny Test coming soon.
I don't even think that still gets made, does it?
Nope,
He's
it does.
joking. He's...
No,
Wait,
still
wait.
doing them.
I mean, they still air it, but I don't know if it's new ones. But yeah, they're replacing it with Teen Titans Go, which, don't get me wrong, I'm fine with something being cutesy, but...
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, as long as it's not Ultimate Spider-Man. And also, Beware the Batman, which is going to do better than Green Lantern because, it's Batman. Yeah, which stinks because...
It could be good.
Yeah, there's a guy... Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it'll be bad. I mean, yeah, they were totally surprised me with Green Lantern. I mean, to anybody out there who started watching Green Lantern and went, yeah, this isn't all that great, and stopped watching after a couple episodes, I don't blame you, because I almost did the same, and I'm one of the last few Green Lantern fans out there. Holy shit, that show gets so much better. The last image of that show in the final episode, that may be my favorite ending to any series ever.
Whoa. That's pretty... Whoa.
That's a deep...
I know it's praise.
Maz, you saw it.
Yeah. Fucking shaking hands with Darkseid.
That was Young Justice for the people who didn't see it.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the last image in Green Lantern?
The last image in Green Lantern, spoiler for everybody, this is one of those things in which it's hard to explain because it's one of those shows in which everything that happened came back to it. But basically, in the beginning, the whole show was about the Green Lanterns fighting the Red Lanterns. The Red Lanterns are powered by rage, basically. And I'm shocked that they actually kept the true origin of the Red Lanterns in there. The true origin was the Guardians created a bunch of robots that went nuts and killed everyone in an entire sector. They kept that in continuity. But yeah, so they find one of the Red Lanterns. His name is Razor. He's made entirely for the show. and he comes aboard the team, and basically slowly he forms a friendship with them. At first it was kind of like, all right, well, you're our prisoner and you're going to help us find the Red Lanterns. Then they form a friendship. They also get a AI unit, a robot, on the team. And in the beginning, I didn't like either Aya, which was the name of the robot, or Razor, the name of the Red Lantern. And slowly they formed a romance that was like, this is maybe one of my favorite TV romances of all time. It was incredible. In the end of it, Aya has to sacrifice herself to save the universe. You see her die. And then, in the end, Razor is just standing there on the Green Lantern's planet. He says, yeah, sorry, man. I know it's weird feelings. And said, no, she's still out there. Someone as clever as her, there has to be a way that she survived that. And he shakes their hands, and they say, well, we're coming along with you to try and find her. He goes, no, I have to do this alone. So you see this guy who, he only exists in the show. You never see him outside of the show. The last image is him flying off solo into space by himself. And he's been struggling with his rage throughout the entire series. Because the Red Lantern ring makes you go kind of nuts. It makes it so you're uncontrollable with your anger. And he's been trying to get help from the Blue Lanterns. The Blue Lanterns are the embodiment of hope. They're all about calm, nature, peacefulness. The final image is Hal Jordan talking about...
So basically, he's from the Fire Nation.
Yeah, he's from the Fire Nation. Yes, exactly there. Fire Nation, except that it forces you to be like the Fire Nation. Final image is him flying off into space. Hal Jordan is giving this speech about how, that guy, he's going to be okay. No matter what happens, he's going to be fine because we'll come run if he needs help. And the last image is Razor disappears into the stars. It pauses there for a moment, and then a Blue Lantern ring floats up in front of the camera and zooms off right after it.
Dude!
Yeah, that was bad.
Fuck you, Cartoon. That's a much better ending, at least.
Yeah, that finishes all up.
I'm emotional. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, and that's the great thing is that the Green Lantern, that one season that they had, it does wrap up everything, but at the same time, they put in so many tiny things in there that if you are a Green Lantern fan, you went, oh my god, they're building up to Blackest Night. They're building up to the greatest event in the Green Lantern comics ever. They're leading up to Blackest Night.
Hey, Sinestro Corps War was
Sinestro Corps War. By the way, how badass was Ron Perlman as Sinestro?
Wait, Ron Perlman was Sinestro?
Ronnie Perlman
was Sinestro, and it was amazing. You have Ron Perlman as Sinestro kill someone by suffocating him and taunting him as he does it, and then at the end, Hal Jordan comes up and goes, what happened to him? And he went, he didn't make it. I'm sorry. And it's like, holy fuck, this guy's evil.
Jesus fucking Christ.
This is all in a kid's cartoon. And by the way, the Blackest Night is when the dead rise from the grave to destroy all life. There are so many people that die in this series, in this one season. Pretty much everyone you meet, they may die. There's like a 50-50 shot someone's gonna die in each episode.
That's pretty great.
And it was oh my god.
Zombies.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh my god, we're going to see, if they get a second season, we're seeing all these guys come back as space zombies. Fuck, that series was so good. But anyway.
They literally just brought it to the UK. Just now, they're advertising it as this brand new big series they want everybody to get excited about.
You people better watch.
All I can do is just laugh
for
all those kids. Yeah, for all those kids who are going to watch that and get excited, and then just find out that they're not. But in a week, that'll be it.
Yeah, well, I will.
We do scheduling.
Yeah, well, I will. Fuck, I was about to congratulate Cartoon Network on something, but I can't. Yeah, I had something.
Was it having the brass balls to actually let that show get on air in the first place?
Oh no, I was gonna say there's a guy out there on YouTube. His name is Angry Black Nerd, and he summed it up pretty much perfectly, in my opinion, about why these two didn't succeed. Is that Green Lantern, this cartoon, was made because they were like, oh, the Green Lantern movie's coming out, and we're gonna make tons of cash with that, and no one liked the Green Lantern movie, so they're like, fuck, what are we gonna do with this? And Young Justice is amazing. But it's also got a regular cast of 30 people, and it's all hand drawn. So it's like, that had to be one of the most expensive shows out there to produce. And the thing is, this is the biggest problem with Cartoon Network. They don't know what the hell to do with their shows that are for older people. They still think that only kids watch these shows, and the vast majority of the people who watch Green Lantern and Young Justice were our age. They were teenagers, college students, and up. And when did they decide to put Green Lantern and Young Justice? 10 a.m. Saturday morning.
Oh.
Well, it was like the original run of Clone Wars, man. They were like 8 o'clock on a Friday night. I was down for that. 'Cause I don't have no social life on Friday nights beyond a movie. I'm going to watch this nerd shit.
Yeah, and I mean, let's think about this. You know, look at all their other shows. Adventure Time, yeah, that's got an audience all over the place. So I can understand that they put that on at 8 o'clock. Regular show, yeah, that's mostly meant for people who know what the 80s were. So they put that on 8:30. Makes total sense. Amazing World of Gumball, I absolutely love that show, but it's totally a family show. It's totally meant for like little kids to watch with their parents. They put that on 9 o'clock at night. I'm sorry, 8 o'clock at night, whatever. Mad TV, that is 100% made for kids. 8:30 at night is when they put that on. The two shows that do not appeal to kids at all because there's people dying and romance and all that shit going on constantly. They put that on at 10 a.m. Saturday morning.
I think it's still their attempts to try and recreate like the Saturday morning kids show lineups from the 90s, like when you had X-Men on Ben, that sort of thing. But
yeah, exactly. That's what they were trying to do.
That doesn't work nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. I understand that that's what they were trying to do. That shit don't work, man. That shit does not work.
We have multiple screens to view our stuff on.
Welcome
TV is
to the
dying
21st
as we know
century.
it.
But why would, if they're going to air it at any time, and it is clearly for an older audience, why not air it at 8 o'clock as well?
Yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't make any sense.
Because that's the other thing. If you miss Adventure Time on Monday night at 8 o'clock, guess when else you can see that? Like 5 other times throughout the week,
Yeah.
all in the evening. If you miss Green Lantern on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, you know when you can catch that? One other time, Sunday morning at 10 o'clock.
Exactly. That's a load of nonsense.
It's like we tried to screw it over.
Yeah,
Well,
this
no,
is going to
the
kind of
reason
be...
is
This isn't even
the reason is because the way TV shows work, which is fucked up bullshit, is that they market towards a demographic so that if the ratings are high outside of that demographic, it doesn't count for some reason. So rather than changing the advertising they put on, they will change the show to fit the advertising.
Yeah.
Well, it's also
Which is a backwards
issue
way
with
of
how
operating.
Ad buys happen too.
Exactly.
Fuck! God damn it! We need Stacy on for this shit. I curse too much. I'm sorry.
No, I understand. If there's anything to curse about, it's the cancellation of Young Justice and Green Lantern.
If there's any group of people that aren't going to care if you curse.
Yeah, dude, we don't care.
I'm trying to do less of that.
Yeah. Well, let me just say, Jackson, you definitely should check out Green Lantern because Matt was on the show and he mentioned it and he summed it up very well. It's the best Star Trek show on the air right now.
On the air last week.
On the air last week, yes.
It's too soon to make those jokes.
It's coming to Netflix, yeah.
Not over here, but it is coming to Netflix.
They'll never come over here.
It's all on YouTube right now, and I don't care that I'm saying that.
I know multiple websites I can watch this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Normally I'd be like, you know what? Don't go YouTube. Go to a place where they can actually make money on this. Fuck Cartoon Network for doing this. They didn't want to make money on this. They screwed it up at every turn. Go to YouTube.
I haven't even watched a single second of these shows, and already I'm feeling down just from hearing you talk about it being cancelled. I need to see this now.
Yeah.
Speaking of coming soon to Netflix,
the
L Word.
Oh, how good is that?
I actually really kind of dug it because, like, my best friend's lesbian, and I was just like, "Yeah, do y'all like that?" Because I was just like, "Oh, it's a normal drama. I don't think about like sexuality and shit." No, it's actually kind of good. It gets a little weird at the end because, like, who killed this person? And it was totally a callback to, like, Twin Peaks, which was really weird because the L Word totally not Twin Peaks.
Yeah, those are not two shows I put together.
But let's see. There is Samurai Jack season 1 appears to be coming.
Excellent. Another thing that Cartoon Network screwed over.
I forgot you said Netflix, and I thought you said Samurai Jack is coming back, and I was about to go what? And then I realized.
Stop getting my hopes up that movie's ever going to happen.
No. By the way, we're mentioning, with Samurai Jack and stuff, and, I was going to once again save this for the episode where we actually talk about shows that we love that have gone away. But when it comes to cartoons, there's a new YouTube cartoon channel out there, what's it called? But it's like Pendleton Ward, the guy who made Adventure Time, he has a show on there called Bravest Warriors. And once again, I can't remember the name of the actual station, but like it's an actual YouTube station, and it all comes up on there. and the stuff gets amazing ratings, and he's allowed to do whatever he wants, and it's for like the same production value as Adventure Time. This
Cartoon Hangover.
Yeah, Cartoon Hangover, thank you. This, to me, is the future of a lot of television. Because these are people who actually get it. Because, you know, yeah, they make money off of this, because there are advertisements on it and everything. But, you know, like, we just got done talking about how, hey, if you miss Green Lantern, guess what? You ain't seeing it. Too bad. Or hey, if you miss it, the only way that you can see it is to go and do something illegal where you could get into trouble, and the Green Lantern people make no money on it. That, when you actually put it in those terms, it sounds so ass backwards compared to these guys of, do you know how many people out there are bootlegging Bravest Warriors? Nobody, because you can still see it for free on the internet whenever you want, and they still get the money for it.
There was a great Tumblr post by one of the Super Meat Boy devs who was arguing against the need for DRM because it does nothing to fight piracy and just costs you money.
Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
Also on the list of shows coming back is Johnny Bravo, coming to Netflix, not coming back. Johnny Bravo, Courage, Adventure Time, Dexter's Laboratory, Generator Rex, Grim Adventures, Regular Show, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, Ben 10, Courage, Season 2, Chowder, Ed, Ed and Eddie, Powerpuff Girls, Robot Chicken. Most importantly, though, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited.
Excellent.
Batman Beyond.
Yes.
Metalocalypse, always a good show.
What?
And, even better, Like Mike 2, Street Ball.
Oh, shit. Okay, sorry. It took me a second there. Okay.
Why are so many of these shows not available on DVD, or at least in full show DVD-ness?
So that we can enjoy you buying bootleg DVDs of them. Duh.
Yeah, once again, another message to all the TV people out there who watch this. Like with Young Justice, one of the reasons that show did not succeed is because nobody bought the merchandise that they put out there, which I didn't even know there was merchandise for it. Not that I would have bought anything other than a t-shirt anyways. You know what I would have bought? I would have bought t-shirts and a full Season 1 DVD. You know what merchandise they did not make? T-shirts, full Season 1 DVD. The merchandise they made were toys, which once again, your audience is grown-ass men. They do not buy toys, most of them.
I wanted to buy an Artemis toy so bad. But they were expensive.
Yeah.
Like, way too much money.
Of course they were expensive. They were meant to save an entire show.
For Avatar, the things I would buy for Avatar are DVDs with good extras, T-shirts, and a giant upper plushie.
Oh, God.
That would be awesome.
I want an upper plushie.
Also, a fair amount of James Bond films seem to be coming.
Oh, but hold on a second. Before we go to that, I was about to say, this... Once again, this is the problem with a lot of what TV does. They think that the audience for Young Justice was little kids. So what they did is they put out there one of those DVD sets that had like 3 episodes on it. And because they know that little kids will bug their parents and say, please buy that for me. And they'll sigh and they'll buy it. The adults don't buy that because they know, yeah, this is bullshit. Give us the entire season. We are not going to buy this. We're going to wait for the entire season. And guess what? Little kids don't watch Young Justice. So they didn't do that. Adults looked at it and were smart enough to not do that. You put out an entire Season 1 DVD with, director commentary, a little behind-the-scenes artwork or something. We are totally down for that.
This system is just so broken.
Oh, it's run by people who do not understand the way things are done now.
And it's like you say for little kids we'll buy a 3-episode DVD thing, but even when I was like 7 and watching cartoons, I would have preferred a full season box set with some extras.
Dude, watching Dragon Ball Z that way was terrible.
Yeah.
All they did was stand in the same place and go, ah.
I've got so many VHS... When I was a kid, I had so many VHS tapes. Like, I would spend all my allowance on getting, like, a 3-episode VHS of Dragon Ball. And, yeah, it's such ass backwards to think of it these days, doing that.
If anyone wants to watch some classic Disney cartoon shows, Disney has a YouTube channel called, like, Disney Shows. And they have the entire run of Gargoyles, including Season 3, but, hey, they got Seasons 1 and 2 of Gargoyles up there, and you can watch it.
Outside of America?
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, but YouTube still does blocking anyway.
Come on, Callum, you use the internet, you know how to ghost your IP. Come on.
Sure.
Get
He
it?
doesn't actually.
I understood one of those words.
I understood all those words and letters, but in the specific order, I am lost.
It's not that hard to change
IP?
your geotag. It's not that hard to change your geotag for your IP. Ugh.
This is a podcast about movies and television.
And how to watch televisions and movies.
Hey man, we
illegally.
said right at the beginning of the show we had no topic this week because the planned topics fell through. So our topics are what's the greatest drunk of all time? We already discussed that. The end of Green Lantern and Young Justice. And which, by the way, let me just say this. Let me just say this about Young Justice. There is one thing that I am happy about them having to getting canceled. There's one thing that I'm positive. I had a problem with Young Justice in the fact that almost every episode ended with the villains go exactly as planned. Like, no matter what victory the heroes had on that show, it would then cut to the villains going, "We knew they'd do that. Good. So I'm glad that at the end
I
of
loved
it,
that because it was so corny. It was just like, yes, they will all come into the light.
Well, yes, but I mean, there was like a moment on there in which it got revealed that Blue Beetle had been brainwashed by the enemies and was now on their side, and all I did was just go, "Of course he is," because the heroes never win anything on the show. So the fact that it was canceled, it did actually force them to go, "Oh shit, we have to actually have them win something."
Well, it was canceled like 6 months after production stopped.
It was cancelled? Exactly as planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so those were our topics this week. Also, I just quit a really shitty job of mine, so I want to ask you
Hey!
guys. Yeah, exactly. Have a better one now.
Didn't we skip news and trailers or whatever?
We haven't gotten to it yet. We're just chatting.
Yeah,
We're just
okay,
we have no
let's
topic.
keep chatting.
Yeah,
Did
exactly.
you quit it like in Office Space, perchance? Just like
No, I didn't.
Damn
No,
it.
I did the legitimate thing. I've had some shitty jobs I've had to leave for weird reasons. I had a job where I was clearly working for a con artist who, at the end, stole $5 million from the company and then just skipped town.
Wait,
Dude,
what?
that is some white-collar criminal shit. Good
Yeah.
on him.
That sounds like a TV
I
show.
mean, terrible.
No, that happened.
Are you sure you hadn't walked into the plot of a USA show?
No.
Are you sure?
No, I was, my first job after I got to New York, I was working for a startup internet company, which it was going to be a media company. They were going to have, like, news and, like, sports programs and all these other things and entertainment stuff.
And the USA show is called .com Artists.
Nice. But no, and, like, I was on there, and, like, I was one of the head guys working under the boss, and the boss was this guy, like, 6 foot tall black guy with the deepest South African accent you've ever heard, and yet he kept telling everybody he was from the Netherlands, or what he said was, "I am from Dutch. I am from the Dutch." And I was like, maybe that's how they say it. Like, it was one of those things in which it was like, no, this gig is way too good to not be fake. I have to believe everything
Did
that's
he
being
keep
said
asking
here.
you for your bank account details and sort code?
He did. Yeah, like literally, this is one of those things in which
offered you
after,
as a Nigerian prince.
and like I think he might be that Nigerian prince guy. I'm not kidding you. But this guy, like, he was insane. Like, there was no doubt in any of our minds he's insane. But we were just like, no. But the company itself is actually going somewhere. So we just have to put up with his craziness. Just divert it whenever he comes up with a crazy idea that will destroy this whole thing. And we'll be fine. We will manage to get through this. And one day, he called me up and said, "Hey, listen, this Monday is Columbus Day weekend. So I'm giving everyone the day off, so don't come in." And right before that, he hadn't been paying us, like, hardly anything at all. In fact, like, half the staff was considered interns who were getting paid nothing. And one day he came to me and said, "Listen, big man. Listen to me, big man." And by the way, he called everyone big man, even the women. He said, "Listen to me, big man. I asked our backers for $5 million, and now I'm going to go back to them and say, we need $25 million. And like,
This guy really knows how to work Kickstarter.
and I was like, if this was before Kickstarter, by the way, and I was like, dude, that's good to be optimistic, but if they didn't give you the $5 million, there's no way in hell they're going to. Oh my God, they gave you $5 million, didn't they? That's why you're going back and asking for more. You actually got $5 million to do this? And it's like, I almost had a freak out because I was like, we're not getting paid shit and you have $5 million and we're not doing shit here. But I was like, no, fine, hold it in. I now know how much money we have. Maybe some stuff will happen. And so then he gives me the call, says, Monday is Columbus Day weekend. I do not want any of you to come in. It'll be great because we got the 25 million. I'm going to have the entire office remodeled. The entire office will be remodeled. It'll be brand new when you come in. I went in on Tuesday to open up. I had the key that he gave me, shoved it in the lock, turned the key, opened the door, and a fucking tumbleweed blew past me because that place was emptied out. And like I started calling him, trying to figure out like what was. Never got an answer from him. I just kept freaking out. And then the next person showed up. I was like, maybe we're supposed to have been meeting somewhere else. Next person shows up. What the fuck happened here? Where is everything? What happened? And I was like, you don't know either? No. Okay, good. Let's freak out together. And
freak out with me, big man.
Yes. And eventually, by the time the third guy came in and he started freaking out, it slowly kind of just dawned on all of us. Oh my! It was like that scene in the Usual Suspects where he turns around and he sees that big.
And you drop the coffee cup.
I just dropped the coffee cup and I was like, I just remembered everything that he had done. Like Callum said, asking for the bank account information, or all the weird scam ideas he came up with to get viewers and stuff. And it's like all of a sudden it just dawned on me. Oh my God, he's a con artist. I spent 4 months working for a con artist. Everything is gone now. And this is it. This is all we have that remains is this empty office space here. And so we just kind of, sat there throughout the day because, someone had to tell everybody else as they came in to, record their shows. So, I just had to sit there throughout the whole day with, a six-pack that I bought from the Dwayne Reed beneath us. Just, slowly as, everybody came in, it's like, what the hell happened? Here's a beer. Sit down. Relax. You have news. It's I had to slowly just inform everyone, yeah, there's no more job here.
It's a lie.
Your boss was Kaiser Sose.
Yes, my boss was Kaiser Sose.
His boss was Black South African Kaiser Sose from Dutch.
From the Dutch.
Did anything happen after this, or is he still floating out in the?
I still have no idea. That motherfucker is in the Caribbeans right now. I don't know. I still have his phone number, and every now and again I look at it and go, I wonder if he'd answer now. But I'm no, that motherfucker used.
Oh, you should try it.
It's no, see what happens.
That motherfucker used burners. I know he did. There's no way he still has a cell phone on him. But yeah, I was saying, I quit a job, but it wasn't the worst job I had, but I legitimately gave them my 2 weeks notice, because I was like, for once in my life, I'd actually like to leave a job the real way. I'd like to actually do this the way you're supposed to. But yeah, so the other topic I was thinking of having us do this week is, what are the worst places in film and television to work? I mean, Office Space is the obvious one.
The Fire Nation.
I was gonna say the Office from The Office.
Dunder Mifflin.
That is a terrible place to work.
It is. Yeah. By the way, I've worked in several office places. Everyone that I've hated, everyone there has at some point in time gone, hey, who from The Office would each of us be? If anyone in your office ever does that, you work in a terrible office.
Yep, accurate.
Yeah. Kevin threw out Brazil when we were chatting earlier.
Kevin's gone back to Canada. No,
Kevin, is he still here?
Kevin's still here.
He's here in spirit.
Yeah.
He genuinely isn't. That's pretty funny.
All right.
The FBI in The Following.
Oh God, dude, you're watching The Following?
No, but I'm enjoying the AV Club's write-ups about it.
Oh my God, I know that show is so bad.
Dumb.
They're so bad.
It sounds so dumb. I kind of now need to watch it now, because I just need to see, is it really this dumb and this bad? I'm intrigued now.
Not this week's episode, but last week's episode had the most sexualized stabbing ever. I was just like, wow.
This
is like some reverse vampire kiss kind of sort of rape shit going on. I haven't read the AV Club's review of it this week, but oh my God, that show is so bad.
It went up to a D+ this time.
Oh damn.
I was hyped for The Following. Man, I was bugging Stacey. It's like, what, you got the screener? You could
I remember that, yeah. Everyone had so much hope for that show.
I think it's just because we all want Kevin Bacon to be in something good. Like,
Yeah.
there's just something about
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon that even when he's selling phone networks, you just want him to be good.
It's that, but also originally it was going to be on FX, and FX does really good stuff. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh man, FX brought Kevin Bacon in? This is incredible. And then
now
all of a sudden
we know
it gets
why
moved
it's
to
not on
Fox.
FX.
Yeah, it got moved to Fox at the last
Like, we're
minute.
not
It's like-
taking our hands with this shit.
And normally, if a show went from cable to network, you'd think, "Oh wow, that must mean it's really good," and they wanted to buy it. No. This is like the one time. This is like the first time in which I saw that happen, and my immediate thought was, "Oh dear God."
Yeah. Oh, the
ripped my
following is
glasses
just
off.
so
Because,
bad.
as we all know, cable dramas are successful because they can do violence real good, man. It's not...
Well, but they can also like do anything. Like they don't have to appeal to everyone. They are allowed to appeal to a niche market.
Yeah, and that's clearly why they're popular. It's not, say, great writing, excellent acting.
Coming next season, AMC's Green Lantern.
Dude, I would watch that.
I would watch that.
Get
yeah.
John.
I know!
Get Jon Stewart in there. Have him be the Green Lantern. He used to be a Marine. Had his mom killed while she was running for office, and now all of a sudden, hey, he's a space cop.
I mean, with Breaking Bad ending, they've surely got some money kicking around somewhere for it.
Nah, that's all just going into the Walking Dead marathons, Walking Dead crossover with Duck Dynasty,
Walking Dead black
Dead
and white
crossover with
screenings.
Talking Dead.
Oh God, comic book. I'm sorry, I almost said fuck comic book man, but fuck that show as well. But Talking Dead, fuck Talking Dead. That show, I had a problem with it when it was a half hour. Now it's an hour-long show each week talking about the hour-long show you just
And,
watched.
oh god, how amazing is the
that-
show that's on our network that we just saw, that you all watched and you enjoyed, right? Yeah, it's amazing.
That Talking Dead gets better ratings than most of the stuff on NBC.
Holy
NBC is fucked.
shit!
Yeah, it's just like
How's
you've gotta
Community doing
be
this
like-
season? What's its chance?
By the way,
to
talking about worst places to work,
Oh, Community. Yeah, like working for
Greendale.
Dean Pelton. That would be a terrible thing.
yeah. By the way, I would
Although-
also, let me just, I wanted to also do this on its own episode, but fuck it, as long as we're just throwing mini topics around, I'm going to have the unpopular opinion of the week. I know it. I'm going to have the unpopular opinion of the week. Prepare yourselves. I still really like Community this season.
It's okay. There are a couple. The first couple episodes were kind of but the one with Jeff's dad was actually pretty good.
That was
and then-
really good. That was as good as some of the,
Yeah, and
I think
then
that was fantastic.
the latest documentary one was also pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, I have not seen a bad episode of Community this season. I've seen some that are like, oh, it's okay. But yeah, I still really like the show.
I'm glad to hear all these mixed opinions, because I prefer mixed opinions to just full on, yeah, it tanks horribly this season, because we've still got season 3 in the UK to go, but I want to know that after that happens that it doesn't all go to crap and I need to stop watching.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a show that always had some problems with it. I didn't really notice a lot of the problems until I decided to, like, marathon all of season 3. But when I marathon all of season 3, all of a sudden I went, oh, there's some problems I never noticed before. And I think now that it's not Dan Harmon, people are actually, like, actively looking for problems in the show. So they're noticing some stuff that wasn't,
the
that,
internet.
wouldn't have been that big. Oh, yeah, anybody would have, done this. But, yeah, I think these people don't have quite the, their brain doesn't work like Dan Harmon's did. Because nobody's brain works the same way as anybody else's. But these are people that when I watch it, I can tell that they saw the show and they got the show. Like, they understood what the show was supposed to be. Like, when everybody was so worried that the season 4 was going to just completely change and have it be like a regular NBC sitcom with a laugh track and everything. So I love the fact that they start season 4 off with a dream sequence in which Abed dreams that they're in a crappy sitcom laugh track. Because, I mean, when the show started up, my very first thought was, oh my god, they changed everything. It's like, it took me a second to realize, oh, this isn't real.
Well, I wish they replaced Chevy Chase with Fred Willard.
I wish
That
they
would be
replaced him
great.
with Dan Aykroyd, because Dan Aykroyd, I figure you could just film him talking and be like, yep, that's Crazy Pierce talk. But
Dan
also
Aykroyd would
because...
just be like occults.
Yeah.
It feels weird
Devil
for me to be
worship.
watching like Community, knowing now that Chevy Chase hates every single second that he's on. Pretty much every second he's on that show and on screen for. It makes watching a lot of like scenes of him kind of really awkward. now for some reason.
That's fine, because I hate him every single second. Not on the show, I just mean Chevy Chase.
Man, well,
Chevy Chase had a tank career, gets in the one thing that gets him like legitimately good praise again, and shits all over
He was
it.
all that on Chuck for 20 minutes.
He pulled a Katherine Heigl.
hey, Chevy Chase is still more talented than Katherine Heigl.
I know, but pulling a Katherine
That's
Heigl is when you get in the one good thing you've done in a long time, and then just talk shit about it.
Because, clearly that's what you do. You bite the hand. You don't just bite the hand that feeds you. You kind of just take it all off in one go.
Yeah. But yeah, and now he's leaving, which, good. Get out.
Not leaving left.
But yeah, I still legitimately like the show. I mean, on the last episode, I got real tired of Kin Chong's, what's his name?
Chang.
Kevin?
Chang, yeah. I got really tired.
But he's alive!
He returns!
Yay! I got really tired of Chang in season 3. Like that episode where they focused on him being a noir detective. I really did not like that episode, so I was pretty much done with him. I'm now once again kind of legitimately interested in seeing where he goes in this season.
Like if you think about it though, like the character of Senior Chang was totally meant to be like the breakout side character, one-liner star of the sitcom, and yet they couldn't have that happen.
Yeah,
but they kept him around.
Yeah, it was one of those things in which he was meant to be like a one and done, one season, just teaching Spanish. That's it. And then, it was like, all right, you decided to keep him around, and now it's like they want him to be a member of the crew, and it's like, no, that's messing up the dynamics, and also you changing his character to make him do this. I love season 1, Senior Chang. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, I'm glad to know that I didn't just get swarmed for that one. I do legitimately still like the show.
Don't worry,
it's
there's
not
still
as
time
good.
for comments. There's still time for comments.
Yeah,
I don't have an opinion because I haven't seen it, but I can swarm me if you'd like.
No.
You're wrong, and all your opinions are worthless.
Let me put it this way. I've always said, for the last 2 years, I've said that the best 2 comedies on TV are Community and Parks and Rec, and I still say that. I've just swapped the order now. That's it.
Cool.
So we're going to talk about some news?
Yeah, alright, I think that's all the topics we had. Oh, by the way, as far as worst jobs go, I still believe that the worst job is being the guy who cleans out the cages in Cabin in the Woods. But, anyway, on to news.
Kevin, news time.
Yes.
What would you do with $2 million?
Spend it.
I would make a Young Justice Season 3 comic book.
I would hunt down that motherfucker
closure.
who stole $5 million and take it from him.
I like that $2 million.
You'd have to go
take
to
a year
the
out
Dutch.
of your life to go bounty hunting.
That would be my idea of a good investment.
I would invest in Microsoft.
Yeah.
I'd invest in Apple.
Yeah.
No.
Google.
Just to be contrarian.
Google, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, what would you do if 56,000 people gave you $2 million? And more?
I would get upset over the state of Kickstarter and how it has become the very thing it wasn't meant to be, but also kind of happy that people get to see a Veronica Mars movie.
I would be very happy.
I don't get this rage over your Kickstarter selling out. I don't get
It's
this
not.
rage.
It's not that selling out because selling.
It's because the internet has a strange concept as to what selling out is.
No, it's not the internet. It's what happens when anything small or specifically focused to help people who cannot get funding the normal way. When anything like that becomes big enough, the bigger corporations will use it, and then it'll. They don't need something new for someone.
Lord British clearly can't afford to make Shroud of the Avatar himself.
I really hate putting it like this because I am notorious on this for hating hipsters, but it is kind of a legitimate hipster effect. It's how hipsters always go,
a new Kickstarter.
Oh man, this place was so much better. This place was so much better before people knew about it. It is kind of like that because on Kickstarter, Kickstarter was meant. Yeah, it's a certain amount of that because Kickstarter was originally meant to help people who couldn't afford, it was meant to kind of help starving artists. It was meant to kickstart people, like people who couldn't create anything.
It still helps kind of like artists who can't get funding the other way. But part of you thinks, well, is it that larger companies think the best way to get funding is through Kickstarter? And it means that only people can get a Kickstarter who've already had success.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the people out there, actually it's a better
those
comparison
are the ones
to like
getting
those.
The news.
It's a better comparison to like those indie festivals, those indie film festivals out there. It's like, oh man, this place like Sundance. Sundance used to show great independent films. And now it shows the butterfly effect. Why? Because now a big studio can go there. And yeah, don't get me wrong, Sundance can still go, oh, well, we're still going to show this small indie film. And guess what? That small indie film will play in some guy's basement down the street, whereas the big budget thing will be in a big theater, not because Sundance wants to support that. Sundance supports all their films equally, but they know more people are going to come to this thing that has the name draw. And that's kind of how Kickstarter is. There's still some guy out there trying to get his little tiny small film produced, but he has to stand in line with the Veronica Mars people, and guess who everybody knows? Yeah, guess who everybody knows there? It's not that people don't want to help out this small guy, but it's like, I've only got so much money to help. I
don't know. I think
Mars.
the major studios still go to Sundance and pick up films to release. Like, it's not just like, oh, look at our big budget indie shit, man. No, they go and buy movies there too.
It's the tried and true. Like, how do you get any popularity or get anything off the ground if you don't already have it already off the ground?
Yeah.
And there are less and less ways to do that. And it's terrifying for anyone who's like an artist or whatever just starting up. It's really hard.
It is, although I will say this, there is now a new site out there that does exactly what Kickstarter does, and guess what? The major people don't know about it. I just found out about myself.
Indiegogo.
Yeah, Indiegogo. And it's like, and that is the one positive in here, is that if Kickstarter becomes the thing to help fund big stuff, there is still a place out there that people can help fund the little stuff. And I mean, there was recently a thing on Indiegogo. It was someone wanted to start their own book series, which was about a team of positive role model lesbian and gay superheroes. And I was like, you know what? There do need to be positive role models for those lesbian and gay kids out there. Someone to look up. Yeah. And guess what? It made a ton of cash on there. So even Indiegogo can fund the little things out there. And so I'll just say, even though it is sad to see that people will now have trouble on Kickstarter when before they would have succeeded, I will say that I am also glad that all the people out there who really want to donate their money towards a big thing that before had no chance of doing also have that opportunity. I mean, let me put it in a way that everyone can understand. If the Green Lantern guy got out there and said, hey, we can make season 2 if you guys give us this much money, hell yes, I would donate that, and I wish they would. I wish there would be a place to do that.
So we're all skirting around the fact that Veronica Mars has last I saw, like $3.5 million in Kickstarter money. They asked for $2 million to make a Veronica Mars movie.
Yeah.
Now, and people are all complaining like, oh, Warner Brothers, why are you asking for money? Why can't you just do it yourself? You're a major media conglomerate.
Too much of a risk.
They wouldn't, because they wouldn't make money.
It was too much of a risk.
Like, why would they spend $5 million to make this movie?
Yeah, exactly. It's I was actually listening to the guy who wrote Sinister, Robert Cargill. I was listening to an interview with him, and he said, "Listen, before I was in movies, I always thought that every producer out there was just no, we only want the dumb stuff. We don't care." But then as soon as he met the producers, they're like, "No, we actually want this small stuff. We want this good stuff. We want to help support these guys, but we know that if we do, we're gonna go out of business." So, yeah, exactly. It's not that the guys at Warner Brothers didn't want to help support Veronica Mars. They couldn't.
Also, they're coming off their 5th straight bomb of the year, so...
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Hey, guys, that Justice League movie looks way more possible now.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Let me put out there a hypothetical. If the Justice League movie absolutely sucked and was, like, Transformer-level bad, but it made so much money that we could get a ton of Veronica Mars movies or other things along those lines, would it be a necessary evil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not really how it works. It'll mean that if a Justice League movie was crap and made a load of money, you'll get a bunch of other crap Justice League-esque movies. Yeah.
Yeah, but it also means that the studios can stay afloat and that they can take those risks.
True.
Yeah, those risks that before they would not be able to take. That's what I meant. It's not like the Justice League movie immediately goes to Veronica Mars. Not unless she is like the Huntress or something in disguise. But
that would be kind of awesome.
Kind of, yeah. At the end of the Veronica Mars movie, Amanda Waller is just there in the shadows. You think you're the only teenage sidekick sleuth out there?
At the end of the Veronica Mars movie, the credits scroll up and then it just says "Coming soon, Firefly Kickstarter," and the audience goes, "Whoa!"
Yeah, seriously, how did that not... The day after the Veronica Mars thing went up, how did the Firefly Kickstarter not go up?
He responded
Joss
to it.
Whedon
I think
was
he's
like, haha, I'm making the Avengers. I have other shit to do.
and I think
It's
he also
like
made a good
busy,
point.
and also he knew that he also knew that it'd be more expensive than Kickstarter allows. If I remember.
Oh yeah,
And
like it would cost them way more.
Yeah.
I think another thing he said, well, I don't remember if he actually said this or just implied it, or if it was a thing I thought, is that now that he's made the Avengers movies, Joss Whedon has... everyone knows who Joss Whedon is now,
Yeah.
I feel like. Before the Avengers, he was really nerd popular, and he was always growing in a cult style, but he is so much more popular than he was even when Buffy was on.
Yeah.
That he now has carte blanche to do... he is the...
Like he did that
Firefly
wide
turned up on a-
release of Shakespeare.
Yeah, he's doing as much to do about
But in
nothing.
black and white with Shakespeare language with his regular cast of stars that, aside
Exactly.
from Nathan Fillion and Clark Gregg, nobody's going to know.
And it's like, if Fox or whoever who has the rights have him do a Kickstarter for that, because they know it would make more money, that's when it'll tip over the edge. If it is the studio actively saying you should do a Kickstarter because it will make more money, rather than the studio saying, no, we have enough money and it will make money, because if they brought Firefly back, it would.
And
Also, I like to
Kickstarters.
think...
Go, Cal.
Go on, Mike.
All right, well, damn it. Okay.
No,
Mike,
after
you
you!
go.
Okay. Well,
Mike, go.
Jeff Kanata, y'all watch Totally Rad show and whatnot, right?
No. Oh, wait,
No.
maybe I did.
Okay. Well, anyway, Jeff Kanata did a Kickstarter to film a couple episodes for a new Totally Rad-esque show. Totally Rad was on Revision 3 internet show. Anyway, his whole thing was he asked for like $20,000, and I think he's at, I don't know, like way more than that at this point. But his whole thing was, you know what? Give me $1, and I'll give you a picture of me and Stan Lee signed, because that's awesome. But it's more that he wants to be able to show the prospective buyers of the Jeff Kanata show that, hey, I have a large audience that will come with me to watch the show.
Yeah.
So Kickstarter's like also a good way
Yeah.
for people to
Gauging
prove there is an
public
actual
interest.
audience.
There is, yeah, because, and also, you know, with all the stuff that goes on about piracy and about all the things that have been said about this generation and the internet generation out there, I'm so glad that there is a way out there that people can kind of, in a way, fight back against that and say, no, we do want to pay for things. We do want to pay for the things we want. Because that's one of the things I'm tired about, is people saying, oh, this entire generation doesn't want to pay for anything. No, we do. We want to support the stuff we like.
Yeah, I
You
was
just
talking with
don't
my
give it to us.
Yeah, I was talking with my TV professor, and we went on for about a half hour about how TV should just be an on-demand service, kind of like through Kickstarter, because we are selective now in what we watch, and not just stupid and have 3 channels and don't want to get up and turn the channel. 'Cause
Yeah. There's no
Man.
such thing anymore as must-see TV being just a big slab that is thrown onto the screen for 2 hours. Must-see TV is exactly what I, the one individual, want when I want it.
Man, remember when TVs were made that didn't have remotes?
No, because
My
I'm-
grandma-
I have one.
My grandma had one. I remember
Yeah.
it was the weirdest thing, having to control that.
Yeah, like, that's why TV ratings were great. You had 4 channels, and
And people
you had to
were
get
lazy
up
to
to
get
change
up.
the channel. Why would you get up?
Yeah.
the chair is comfy.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was a kid back in the 80s, I had the coolest television setup ever, because we lived on a farm way out in the woods where no one lived, so the only way we could get TV was with a satellite dish, and 1980s satellite dishes were
Are so great.
were the size of 1.5 Volkswagens, and so every time that I had to like turn the dial to like have it turn, you would hear outside whoa of it like turning, and I could pick up Japanese shit with that thing on a good night.
I bet that was fun.
That was, yeah, it's like I would find like, you know, the weirdest shit from
I'm
other
watching
countries.
Takeshi's Castle live.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it sounds like the best.
Actually, the best thing was midget luchador wrestling, which I would every now and again find. I shit you not, my dad and I used to bond over that.
Did you start getting into feuds like 5 favorite wrestlers?
No, we were just more like, what the fuck are we watching? Like, that might be the origin of why I like bad movies.
But you love Branded.
I saw Branded.
Yeah.
It's
How
on my
was it?
worst of list. Yeah, it's holy fuck.
It's awful, isn't it? Like, it was
God.
number 1, but now I put it at 5 because it's so entertainingly awful, but it's way more fun to watch than most of the bad movies I actually watched last year.
Yeah. But yeah, alright, what's our next news story?
They are remaking Escape from New York as a trilogy.
Hold on, let's do that without Callum. What are they remaking?
They are remaking Escape from New York as a planned trilogy.
I almost expected Jackson to jump in there and give us a big long sigh then, but okay.
I've never
Escape
seen
from New
any
York
of
is
these
a plan.
movies.
Oh, like,
That's why I didn't sigh.
well, has anyone seen Escape from Los Angeles?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Escape from New York all over again.
Well, yeah, but it's also like a super commentary on like 80s action films and the insanity within them.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I
I-
love Escape from New York. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
It has one of my favorite characters from the '80s, Cabby.
Who would you have to play the new Snake Plissken, though?
I remember they want
Liam
Liam
Neeson.
Neeson.
Kurt Russell again.
Tom Hardy.
I'd be down for Tom
Oh shit,
Hardy.
you had to give it a legitimate answer. Yes, okay.
Idris Elba.
Oh fuck
Yes!
yes. Okay,
Yes!
Idris Elba should be the new Snake Plissken.
Idris Elba should be the new. That's my go-to for anything because
Yeah.
Everything should
duh.
be Idris Elba.
James Bond.
I have a weird feeling though.
the
It's going
apocalypse.
I have a weird feeling it's going to be Chris Hemsworth though.
Idris Elba should be the new Picard.
Yeah, that's good.
He can go bald. He can go stately. He can pull it off.
Yeah.
I like Chris Hemsworth. I would prefer him not to be starring in literally everything ever.
Oh, I really like him as Thor. Yeah, and I love him in Cabin in the Woods. But yeah, that's.
But again, I haven't seen Red Dawn. However,
But
he
yeah,
is
that's
starring
my
in
point.
He is starring in the upcoming Ron Howard drama Rush, so we'll finally find out if he's a decent actor or not. So,
The dude starred in Shakespeare. He's a decent actor.
well, I haven't seen anything. On that, so.
He's also really, really buff, and I
Yeah.
want to just like
I don't
cup his
know.
chest muscles with my hand.
I've seen some pretty. I've seen some pretty
Hold
bad
on,
acting
I
in
got my new
Shakespeare.
ringtone. All right.
That went to a weird
Someone
place.
likes to drop a beat and auto-tune that shit.
That's how we'll know we'll
Jackson,
made it.
Jackson should put a guest rap verse over it somewhere. Just like shove that in.
Yeah. What? What would a guest rap verse about Chris Hemsworth's chest even sound
Well,
like?
Jay-Z managed to get
I
off
don't
a
know.
suit and tie. I'm fairly certain you could figure something out for Chris Hemsworth's supple chest.
I don't know, but I just saw the time, and I know that Callum has to get going. So,
No,
what's
I've
our
got
what's our
it
next
too,
news story?
Keep going.
Yeah. What?
What's the next news story?
Paramount is making a sequel to Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters.
Did anybody
So
ask?
Chris Hemsworth's chest.
Are they still going to be hunting witches, or is it going to be vampires this time?
I
That
don't know.
works so well
What's
for
the
Will
next big?
someone make werewolves cool again?
No.
Like, werewolves in from Van Helsing starring Wolverine
Jackman.
would
Hugh
be good.
Jackman.
Yeah, Hugh
Oh,
Jackman
have a
would be pretty
crossover with the
good.
Van Helsing. Yeah, because that's basically what that movie was. It was Van Helsing all over again.
I want to. Did
When I
anybody
first saw that
ask?
movie, I liked it.
Oh, go on.
Oh, I liked that. I liked Van Helsing when I first saw it, and then I walked away and saw it again. I was like, that was retarded.
That's exactly the kind of movie that is. Yes.
Yeah. Did anybody even ask for a sequel to Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters?
I don't think anyone 2 months later remembered that was a thing.
Everybody
I thought it
outside of the
bombed.
United States.
The only
apparently
reason I
wants to see
remember
Yeah,
that
right.
is because it only came out 3 weeks ago. They, like,
Oh.
Yeah, I'd already.
Wait
Wait a
the
minute, is
films
this
that
going to
have
become...
one
Wait a
of
minute,
them
is this going to
tag-
become the new equivalent of when actors go over to Japan and do those crazy-ass commercials that people are now just make sequels to Hansel and Gretel, but they only show it in those other crazy-ass countries?
I
Yeah,
wish.
it's
A movie with the tagline
Hansel
"Don't eat
and
the
Gretel.
fucking candy" is getting a sequel. Just think about that.
Oh, that wasn't the
It's not
tagline here.
necessarily- What was the tagline
It
there?
wasn't one.
It was
Yeah.
like
Down
Old Tale,
with
New
witches.
Twist. It was like Old Tale New Twist. Which
Oh, that
you
was
have
it,
a
you're
movie
right.
called Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, and that is the best tagline you could come up with.
If
Your
you want to
marketing
know how to
department needs
advertise, you want to know how to advertise something self-aware and crazy. Saints Row 4
Yeah.
coming soon.
I just want to know. Yeah, I just want to know if in the sequel Chris Hemsworth, sorry, whatever his name is,
Jeremy
Hawkeye.
Renner.
Thank you.
Jeremy
It's
Renner.
Jeremy Renner. I just want to know if Jeremy Renner has gotten his magic diabetes under control. Actual part of the story,
That never
magic
came up
diabetes.
I didn't get it. I remember, it never came up again. They set it up as a thing, and it never becomes a thing.
I can't even respond to that.
Sure, we have another news story.
Well,
Yeah, what's your next one?
Colin Trevorrow is directing Jurassic Park 4.
Alright, I'm sorry, I'm
I
terrible
don't-
with names. Someone's got to remind me who that is.
I don't like Safety Guaranteed.
Yeah,
not
Safety Not
guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
I don't,
Oh, wait, really?
I don't like Jurassic Park. This is a perfect
Whoa,
match.
wait! You don't like Jurassic Park?
I don't like Jurassic Park, no.
Jurassic
That's
Park
the thing.
1 is a great movie.
You are strange, Jackson.
I watched it not that long ago, and it just bored me. I was like, I don't care about any of these characters.
Oh.
Why haven't you made me care about any of these characters?
You don't care about Malcolm?
Sam Neill.
Haven't we already established
Sam-
that Jackson doesn't have a heart for most things that we normal people are attracted to?
Yeah, if it's
Sam
really
Neill loves
popular,
learns
there's
to
only
love
like a
children.
50-50 chance Jackson's gonna like it.
I just realised this recently, just like not recently, but when I started getting into movies, just how weird my movie tastes are. They're pretty weird.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because I'm the guy who edits this, so I hear everything we all say twice, so I can like take it in a little bit more the second time. And like,
Oh,
yeah,
God,
I've started
why
to
would you
realize,
do that?
yeah, and so I'm slowly starting to realize things about you guys that I don't realize when we just start talking.
Like what? Like even what?
Like Jackson, you misinterpret the end of movies so that they involve magic when they normally don't.
Wait, hold on. What? Like which?
Taken.
I'm really confused now. Oh, that's just Taken.
No,
That's
not Taken, not Taken.
That's
No,
not
I'm
the
talking
movie
about
you
like
tried
at the end of. I'm talking about like at the end of Les Mis, where you think that's a ghost army coming down to Earth to win the French Revolution.
No, that wasn't. That wasn't
so
me.
great.
That was just me pointing out how little sense the ending of Les Mis
That-
He
made.
goes to heaven, and
How-
his idea of heaven is a liberated France.
That was another one you alluded to last episode, but you all cut me off before Jackson go into detail about it, and I can't remember what it was.
Well,
I can't
what was
remember. You
it?
had a. Alan said you apparently had a hilarious ending about a film that we were talking about, and I can't remember what it is. And it's bugging me.
I think he said that my ending was way better for
Cloudy with a Chance
Cloudy
of
with a Chance of
Meatballs,
Meatballs.
Oh yeah, that
Well,
involved magic.
I really like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and I didn't reinterpret it. I just thought
Just
it could
have a
have been
different
better.
ending. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. So fuck. What was our? Oh yeah, you don't like the Jurassic
was-
Park.
I don't like Jurassic Park,
Yeah, the safety not guaranteed guy. That's interesting.
and I don't like Safety Not Guaranteed.
Are
I
they
can
still going
understand that
with
one.
the?
But, I mean, I do like safety guaranteed, but I can fully understand someone not liking it. But yeah, that's a weird choice.
Are they still going with the half human, half dinosaur mercenaries story?
Wait a minute, it's the Turok movie now?
Yeah,
It's gonna be Native American as well.
I wish that would be
In
a
the name of
great backdoor
Crossbow, and we
Turok
have our
film.
Turok movie, and I will go watch that shit.
Oh yeah, I would too.
I think you could find a half-human dinosaur hybrid before you find a Native American willing to be in the Turok movie at this point.
Yeah, but
Hey, but
Hey,
what if he was also a gay Native American?
yeah,
Because that totally
I'm fairly
happened
certain-
off screen in Turok.
yeah, no, I'm fair.
What?
Wait, what?
Anyway,
Yeah.
not getting into that.
Yeah, I'm
All
very
right.
certain they picked the safety not guaranteed guy because he's cheap, and his name, and a lot of people like safety not guaranteed, so attaching his name there will get the indie cred there already.
Yeah, and also, I'd like to point out, there have been so many guys who are known for doing an indie thing who then, as soon as they're given a big budget thing to do, just knock it out of the park.
It refers
So,
to Mark
this
Webb
will
from
be-
Spider-Man last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Smith and Mallrats.
Mallrats is a big budget thing.
It was for him at the time.
Chasing
Well, there was a
Amy.
back. No, Chasing Amy was made for about 25.
Yeah, that once again, small budget.
Clerks
Yeah.
3.
No. Oh god. Anyway, moving
Yeah.
on.
What's the next news story?
Hey, I was gonna do a trailer talk transition.
Oh, we still got
segue.
more news stories, man. Wait
Oh,
a second.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The third season of Awkward starts on April 16th. You should watch
Yeah.
it.
Next
should
news
watch that.
story.
I don't
Oh.
know what this is.
It's the
It's a
show
surprisingly
Kevin keeps telling me
good-
to watch.
It's a surprisingly good show on MTV. I
Yeah.
know. It's on MTV. It's actually good though.
All right.
Have you applied narrative theory to it? Though?
No, I don't want to apply Propian or Bardian narrative theory.
Oh no, keep talking. I always wanted to be back in my media studies class at 11:15 at night.
Have you applied Freudian theory to the psychologically to the psychology of the main characters yet?
Can you apply Strinati and Baudrillard to the concept of awkward?
What the fuck is being said now?
Are they theories or composers? I'm confused.
Postmodern theorists, one of which believes 9/11 didn't exist.
I don't understand.
Okay, we're moving on from that now.
I'll be here all night.
There's a way that media theories use the word reality as a word that doesn't mean what reality actually means. It's like, oh, this happens in this reality, which happens in this reality, which means mentally constructed spaces of kill me.
The simplest, short version, Jackson ruined education for me, and then education ruined itself for me. Next news story.
This is going to be the hardest thing to edit. You don't understand.
Once again, this is why we should just use Google Hangout.
Because this conversation would have been made so much better with Jackson placing mustaches and hats on you throughout the entire time.
No, we'd just cut bits out.
Kevin, what's your news story?
But amazingly.
Actually, the Oscar talk did go pretty well.
Next one.
Jackson, Kevin.
You should watch Awkward.
All right.
Okay.
Kevin really has become just our robot that we just plug in for the news, and it's just like, just plug in and it's like, you should watch Awkward. Unplug. Plug back in. News story.
Okay, last news story is that Jupiter Ascending is coming out on July 25th next year.
What's that?
That's the new Wachowski movie. Hell yes.
Oh, okay.
That was fast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it came around way faster than I ever imagined it was going to. But that's what you get with the Channing Tatum bump. So
Yeah.
Sweet.
and Mila Kunis.
Yep. So essentially,
What's
two most popular people right now are starring in a movie together. There's no way that's not making money.
I don't know if Mila Kunis is one of the most popular people out there.
You have not
right
been
now,
to Britain. She is currently being held. You know how you hold Jennifer Lawrence in America? Mila Kunis is held like that in Britain right now because of a radio.
What the hell are you talking about?
How's Mila Kunis?
How do you live? I don't know. Callum lives in a crazy world. Carry on.
Okay.
I'm glad North England is part of a different world.
Yes.
A different reality, sorry.
Oh, no, trust me, it is definitely part of a different reality.
It's like
It is
a
part of a
line, and you
constructed
cross it, and
reality.
then everything switches.
You saw Hot Fuzz. They drive like 2 minutes outside the city, and all of a sudden there's weird drunk farm people that can't be understood. That is how it is over there.
Well,
I've been to England.
That's the West. That's the West country.
Oh shit! There's three different
north,
ones now.
Four, because there's
The
also
north
East,
a bit. Well,
which is
no, East
bleeds
is,
into Wales.
East is, yeah. No, Wales is on the west. You can. What a fool!
It's light. Shut up.
It's like watching the House of
live
Parliament
here.
videos. It's just talking shit to each other about redistricting.
Right. What else
Yes,
are we going to talk
pretty
about?
much.
Oh, well, we got
Focus
trailer
on.
talk, and then we're
Yeah.
pretty much done.
Okay.
Guys, have you seen that Planes trailer?
No.
It is the worst, right? It's
Yep.
so the worst.
Planes looks pretty dumb.
Yeah.
We shouldn't talk
Is
about
it
it.
worse?
With
Than,
Dane
is it
Cook.
worse than I'm imagining a Pixar movie with Dane Cook in the lead, a spin-off of Cars, can be? Is it even worse than what I'm imagining it being?
To tell
No,
you
it's
how awful the
exactly what
marketing
you're picturing
is.
in your head.
So
That
it's
is
not
the
worse.
best thing I can
Hey,
say about it. It's not worse than you think. It's exactly what you think.
Oh.
The marketing, though, is so bad because it's like the trailer's about a minute and a half long, and the first minute is them just listing really complicated facts about planes, and you're like, you're trying to sell this to
Well,
children.
yeah, kids are really
Why?
interested in the specific aerodynamics of planes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Well,
what are you doing?
It makes total sense that a prop plane would use the slingshot mechanic used to take jets off.
Are you
Do
implying they
believe
didn't
someone-
think this one all the way out? Because
No.
I knew that the moment Dane Cook was hired.
Well, didn't John Cryer originally do the voice, and then they're just like, nah, we're going to use Dane Cook instead, John Cryer.
Because we
Here's
want a
some money.
douchebag instead of John Cryer.
Are you
Hey,
It
Dane
seems to be
Cook.
John Cryer's
Dane
role
Cook
in
was
the
in
way.
Talk.
Like he's a guy there, and he gets overshadowed by a douchebag who comes in and steals all the fame and attention.
I'm a Dane Cook defender, not because I think he's funny, but because I think he got royally fucked over by the entertainment industry. But Yeah, he should, at this point, know when to not sign on to stuff.
I really enjoyed Dane Cook in that. 1 second, Dane.
That NBC show never aired.
Yeah,
Oh, did it never air?
No.
No.
I thought it just got
cancelled
canceled like
before
that.
it even got on air.
It did get canceled before it aired.
Yeah, it was record time.
I really enjoyed him in Mr. Brooks.
I don't even know what that is. All right.
It was
It's a Kevin Costner movie where he
William
has like
Hurt.
a split personality, and it's
Oh,
William Hurt.
that. Okay, I know that one. Okay.
And Demi Moore plays
Yeah,
the
but
cop.
cancellation of that Dane Cook NBC thing just reminded me of that Futurama gag where Matt Groening announces a new show at Comic Con. It's just immediately cancelled by Fox straight away.
Canceled. They've really streamlined the process. Let's see. What's our next one to talk about? What's the next trailer you guys want to talk about? We've got Kick-Ass 2 and Hangover 3.
Can we do
What's the next
Kick-Ass?
one you
Because
want
I
to
want to.
I wanted
get
to talk
this
about
out
Hangover
now because. Yeah.
Oh,
I apparently seem to be the only
okay.
person who's in the slightest bit thinks that looks good and is excited for it.
you're so wrong, and you should die.
I think it looks.
I
Damn,
enjoyed
it
the
is just
first
like the
Kick-
British Parliament.
Just, if politics were
I
this
really enjoyed
exciting,
the
I'd be
first
watching
Kick-Ass
all the time.
movie.
To the right, Honourable Petch, I say nay.
To me, it looks exactly like the first Kick-Ass, and I thought the first Kick-Ass was fine. Who cares? Whatever. I mean, it's like, it's
I
fine.
really liked the first
fine.
Kick-Ass.
And this one, it looks like, and this one to me, it looks like it's fine, but it's a little bit more dumb.
Yeah, like I really enjoyed the first Kick-Ass, but yeah, there's no need for a sequel beyond Mark Millar needing to make that sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I
Hollywood
agree. There is no reason for it to be a sequel, but consider the fact they're making a sequel, they appear
Well,
to be
it
going in
had
the direction I'd like it to
people.
go.
We tend to live in a little bit of a bubble here, but this movie had a lot of people who wanted the sequel. I mean, the studio knew people wanted a sequel, and they in fact did.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, we loved it. We love to say, "Oh God, how can it?" Listen, I recently started working at my new job is actually at a comic book store. I'll go ahead and flat out say that. And there is
Are you making your own rival comic book men show?
no
least
fuck
it'd be
that.
better.
But no, I will say this. I learned an important lesson that kind of applies here. I used to look at comics that were coming out and go, "Oh my God, that's a terrible idea. This is terrible. This is stupid. Who the fuck buys this? Nobody buys this.
Oh wait,
why
the
did they
person
make this?"
paying my check.
And then all of a sudden, like, I started working there, and, like, within the first day, I went, "Oh, everyone buys this. Everyone buys the book." And then I just had to realize, man, maybe I'm the asshole. And that's kind of what the deal with the Kick-Ass 2 movie is. We love to say, "Oh, there was no reason to make it," except for the fact that there was an army of fans saying, "Please make it."
yeah.
It had its supporters. I hate saying that, but it did, man.
The Big Daddy death scene is still one of the most gut-wrenching and creepy things I think I've ever seen on film.
It is creepy. I'll give you that, yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, that's just. I feel bad for watching that.
I saw Kick-Ass in a theater, and there was a dad a couple seats down from me with his 5-year-old son.
Yeah.
What a fucking
Oh.
moron! Didn't he get?
No,
you have R in
it's
Canada.
called Kick-Ass! The movie is called Kick-Ass! How much more of an indication do you fucking need?
That is the highest pitch Callum has ever achieved.
I'm sorry, bad
I don't know.
parenting drives me up the fucking wall.
I don't know.
Like y'all,
I don't know.
You guys have
So-
the R rating
so
in
if-
Canada.
Some teenager Maz was disturbed by that. What did that do to a 5-year-old kid?
The 5-year-old kid
Well,
probably
that
wasn't
could
even
go to be a
paying
well-adjusted
attention at
adult.
that point. Yeah, because
They have
I
kind of
want
graphic
explosions.
sex too. Like fuck.
yeah,
Oh, stop reminding me of how terrible Kick-Ass was in its final half hour. Oh,
I
God.
Kick-Ass the whole way through. It was kind of just big, dumb, stupid, crowd-pleasing entertainment, but I laughed at, I enjoyed, I thought the action sequence was well done. And also, I think, admittedly, I've never actually read the comics, but from what I've seen, a lot
you
of it is
should-
pretty much based entirely on shock
Up
value.
until-
which,
No.
For number two, of what I've read for number two, of what I've read about for number two, goes way, way, way too far in the other direction. Like,
Well, the
stops
problem-
being just shock value with meaning, it just
Callum,
becomes,
Callum.
this is unpleasant.
The problem with Kick-Ass is that it doesn't go for shock value. At that, shock value is its entire reason for existing.
Yeah.
Its entire reason is you think being a superhero is cool. Oh no, you have to be the most mentally fucked up human being to ever do that, and it would destroy
although
you.
you kind of
Like
do.
that-
Think the
that's-
Watchmen, but with less craft.
the way that the Big Daddy twist in Kick-Ass is that comic book. That is that story. And when they take that out and go to the ridiculous bazooka
Jetpack.
The jetpack.
nonsense, it's a thing that's happened in the Kick-Ass 2 book and the Hit Girl book as well. In fact, everything after you pull that twist, it is this weird have cake and eat it too of try to say be edgy and be like, no, superheroes are actually bad and we're subverting this, while also going, but they're cool, buy our product. And that makes me uncomfortable because that was a series born out of tearing that down.
I think I imagine that my enjoyment of Kick-Ass probably comes from the fact that I never read the comic books beforehand, and so mostly I could take it as to what the first movie is, which is kind of just crowd-pleasing entertainment that stays.
Yeah, I can fully understand that.
Admittedly, this might mean that now for the second one they have to actually, maybe now they might have to make real characters and have an actual
That ain't
story
fucking happening.
That's not happening.
I know it's not happening, but the hope is
I can
there.
understand.
I will say this. Directing?
Also, I will say it looks like it's being
Okay.
it's the guy did never back down this time.
Oh,
Writing
and
also
that's
say
a
this.
mean endorsement.
Jim Carrey's character, I kind of like what Jim Carrey's doing with it.
Yeah, I genuinely didn't recognize it was Jim Carrey until they showed that bit after his title card came up. I realized, oh fuck, that is Jim Carrey. Is he playing a character?
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah. Again, I do think. I also think it also looks a lot better this time around. Like shot, especially the fight sequences look more smoother and natural.
Well, there is a fight sequence on the top of the car that totally looks green screen. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Yeah. Obviously that was atrocious green screening, but it still looked cool, if nothing else.
That's the thing about Kick-Ass. Yeah, Hit Girl was badass in that movie.
Yeah, and Chloe Moretz continues to appear to be selling the living holy hell out of everything that she is given.
Yeah, she's talented.
Again, she is extremely talented. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that movie, and screw everybody else who's going to judge me for genuinely looking forward to that movie.
You're entitled.
Jackson.
I judge you for everything, so...
True.
Let's see. So anyway, Hangover...
There's one...
Oh yeah, one more thing.
I wanted to talk about the Much Ado About Nothing trailer. How awesome does that movie look?
Do we have to...
That looks like Joss Whedon actors doing Shakespearean dialogue in black and white. Yep, that's definitely a thing. Again, I don't actually... We never
You're
study much
British,
about
you should
nothing,
love Shakespeare.
We study Shakespeare in school. That's the first reason that we don't like him until long after the fact. But yeah, also we never did much to do about nothing, so I don't actually know how it goes. So that was basically a bunch of unconnected, really well shot scenes featuring people I like saying dialogue I don't fully understand whilst a really cool song plays in the background.
Well, here's the thing: Shakespeare
watch
doesn't mesh well to be like a trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it looks really cool. I'm still gonna go see it anyway because it is Joss Whedon and a bunch of people I really, 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 really like, and also because now that I don't have to do Shakespeare anymore, I'm currently waiting for that point, like what Lit Rock said, but you do eventually learn to like Shakespeare when you're not studying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh no, it happens to everyone. There's a moment where either you are studying it and you're reading it on your own time, or you've stopped studying it and you realize, oh wait, Shakespeare really was a fucking genius, and school just tried to hide that from me.
Yeah.
Those bastards.
So
I don't know.
I'm going to see it anyway, but that trailer, as it was, didn't really do too much for me. Again, though, that song that backed it, really fucking cool. I liked it. But again, I like jazz. So.
I don't know if it's on British Netflix, but American Netflix has the Kenneth Branagh Much Ado About Nothing with Keanu Reeves spitting Shakespeare. And the chick from the Resident Evil movies in her first real movie.
Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's like Mia
Big tentacle monster.
Wait, it's either Mia Jovovich or it's the chick from Underworld. Forget which.
Kate Beckinsale.
No, yeah, it's Kate Beckinsale. My bad. I get those two mixed up because, Underworld and Resident Evil.
Because
they are the same movie.
Because they are both dumb and stupid and keep making money, even though I have no explanation as to how that keeps happening.
Yeah, the dumb ultimate Uber sequels being produced by children starring their wives in tight leather clothes. How are you...
Why do people keep seeing Underworld? What is the appeal of a fourth Underworld?
I don't fucking know.
Resident Evil 6 is meant to be the grand finale, you guys. Everything has been building up to this. The saga that defined the generation.
Before we kill Callum, should we probably go into our last trailer?
I'm sorry, I just love the concept here that Resident Evil movies actually have a narrative.
It's time.
What's our final trailer?
Hangover 3.
Hangover 3.
Oh.
That looks like a movie.
Well,
Callum just gave it more credit than I did.
I'm going to put it this way. I laughed at that trailer once, and that was at the giraffe, which is still more than I laughed at the Hangover Part 2.
I gotta give it credit. The giraffe thing is pretty nice. I like that.
Yeah,
that was really dark.
Okay.
That was dark, but it was like, that's actually kind of well-written darkness.
Yeah.
Like, that's good dark humor, I feel.
It's probably also going to be the cleverest thing in the entire movie.
I get the feeling, yeah, it's...
Yeah. Again, though, I laughed at that trailer, about 2.5 minute trailer, once, which is still more than I laughed at the entire 98 minutes of The Hangover Part 2. So, immediate improvement.
Yeah, I like the first Hangover, not nearly as much as everybody else. Like, like so many people
I thought
were
it was
saying...
okay.
Yeah, exactly. I thought, this is good.
I thought it was merely an okay movie, which this might happen to the fact that I watched it about a year after everybody told me it was the greatest comedy ever, like, all time. But then I watched it, because I watched it before Due Date came out, and I was like, it's alright. It's certainly not the funniest comedy of 2009, because In the Loop came out that year, and In the Loop is amazing. But, yeah, it was alright. It had some funny moments, but it was kind of just there for a lot of its runtime. And then The Hangover Part 2 just plain fucking sucks.
That one is
I came out of that theatre, and I got into a massive argument with my friends, because they were all laughing the whole way through, and we could not understand why I did not find that funny in the slightest.
It's just insulting, The Hangover 2, the extent that
and
they
offensive.
went to reproducing the first one, like, just note for note for note. And I mean, in the first one, my biggest problem with it is Zach Galifianakis. My problem is that, I get that every group of guys has to have the one dumb guy. But they made this guy just too dumb. Like, he is just so dumb, it's like there's no way this guy could function. It cannot be done. But at least he was, like, nice and trying to be good. In the second one, he's just as dumb, if not dumber, but now he's a mean asshole. And I'm sorry, if you had somebody around you who just ruined your life that much, and they were a dick about it, you'd kill them.
Roofied you twice.
You would kill him. Like, I don't care who you are. If you have someone in your life who ruined your life that much, and they were a dick about it twice, you'd dump their ass in Thailand. Like, you would sell them into white slavery in Bangkok. I'm sorry. That is how that movie should have ended.
And then also just the fact that it was just plain mean-spirited. Like, the transgender, the ladyboy joke.
Oh, well, it's
the
just...
was, look, it's a man! Stu had sex with a man! Isn't that just the most hilarious thing?
Well, it's not so much
like
that it's mean-spirited, it's that it's uncreative at all. Like, I'm that guy who's always said you can make fun of anything. Like, to me, nothing is off limits. But when it comes to things like, race or, like, you
gotta be clever about it.
Yeah, to anything like race or anything like that, it's like, I feel like you shouldn't do it. Not because it's offensive, because offensive humor should never be off limits, but because it's not creative at all. I mean, it's so easy to just be lazy with shit like that, and this one was lazy. It was, this lady has a dick, that's it.
Yeah, The Hangover Part 2 is pretty much a modern-day Family Guy episode, which is probably the most insulting thing you could possibly say towards it, because, Family Guy nowadays is dreadful.
Yeah, but with The Hangover 3, I looked at that and I just went, you know what, it's gonna be the same shit again. I don't care, but I think they at least learned their lesson of don't do the exact same thing.
Yeah, they're doubling down on the craziness, if nothing else.
It's like, it's going to be just more crazy, which, I mean, although I'm still kind of pissed that, I mean, first off, I love the fact that Jeffrey Tambor figured out a way to get out of his contract, and it starts with the fact that he's dead. But to me, just bring in the fourth guy. I don't understand why that guy still is not involved in this. Like,
well, maybe because he realised that all these guys are jerks and got the hell out of Dodge somewhere between, the second and third movie.
It's like
why?
I
don't need these assholes.
Yeah, I don't need those three same guys again. I mean, if you bring in the fourth guy, that would at least add something new. Like, it is...
Well, Chang will be back.
Yeah, I don't understand how Senior Chang, because that's the other thing, is that pretty much everyone has come into agreement of, we're tired of this guy. He has jumped the shark as a person.
He was funny for about 5 minutes in the first movie because of how offensively over-the-top stereotype he was, and then it stopped because it was clear there was nothing else going on there. It is one
Is
joke.
that the only joke?
His one joke is that he's a
'Cause
crazed Korean guy who shouts and calls people gay and motherfucker a lot. That is the entire joke.
Because I saw Transformers 3, and you know.
Yeah, that's his one joke. That is his one joke. And I mean, I love him, and that wouldn't have been his one joke if he hadn't have gotten big on Community, as we were mentioning earlier, because I remember when he was in Knocked Up. And I really liked him in Knocked Up because his joke was, he is a doctor who's an asshole. And he did that well. I thought they did that very well. But now he has totally been pigeonholed as that one character. And he's not escaping it, and he's not looking to escape it either. He likes doing that.
He's kind of embracing it.
Exactly. He's embraced it.
Which is disappointing.
Yeah.
Because the guy does have good comic timing, as Community can show.
And he's a genius, too. Like, the guy is like a very talented doctor who gave up his career as a doctor to be this. But don't get me wrong, follow your hearts, kids. Don't become a doctor if you don't want to be. But what I'm saying is, if you're a genius like that, you should be able to pick better stuff.
I like most of our conversation about the Hangover Part 3 here is just, like, not reference Part 3 at all, which probably just shows how little we care here.
They tried to go all epic in a way, which, if they genuinely went epic and dark, that would have been great. But they're half-assing it.
Well, that's the thing, is that we haven't actually seen quite enough, but I think, Jackson, you're right, is that in this one, I think they are trying to go, no, this is the third one, this is the end, we are not doing another one, so we are just going as crazy as we can get. And the thing is, whenever someone says that, you got 50-50 chance of it just being god-awful, or you have a 50-50 chance of being brilliant.
Yeah, and so they solved that problem for a bad first impression by just giving us a trailer where we can't figure out anything that's going on.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I will give them this, too. It's a teaser trailer that is a teaser. I don't know what's going on.
2.5-minute teaser trailer.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
I did enjoy their spoofing of Harry Potter Part 2 posters. That was kind of funny.
That's going to be the cleverest joke in the entire franchise there. That's probably the cleverest joke the entire franchise.
Other than that, yeah.
Yeah, no, isn't it opening the same weekend as Fast and Furious 6?
Well, then, I wonder which one we're going to see.
Oh, it's screwed.
I don't know.
I think they're both going to cannibalize each other, in all honesty.
I'm going to see Fast and Furious, because...
As much as we'd love to think that people are only going to go see Fast and Furious 6, those two movies have a big crossover.
Yeah, they do have an incredibly big crossover, and also, remember, Hangover Part 2 had the biggest opening weekend of any R-rated comedy.
In the UK, that was quickly surpassed by the In-Betweeners movie, but we're Brits and we have our own Brit things, so... But yeah, I do think that that both studios may have inadvertently screwed themselves over here slightly, because two movies that should make shit tons of money opening weekend and are about to completely cannibalize themselves because of the two bros who can't decide which film they want to go watch.
Gina Carano, Michelle
They want
Rodriguez.
to go see Fast and Furious 6. That's what they want to see.
They want to go see the best bromance on film right now. You know, you want to get that bromance, but I can't wait to see the kind of bromance between Vin Diesel and The Rock.
Oh, I love that fight scene so much.
They can't be friends. If they touch, it will destroy the universe.
They touched in the last one.
No,
it was beautiful.
Without a fist. If it's not a fist.
Did you see that great Onion article that was like, sources report in Fast and Furious 6, Vin Diesel finally included in love scene with his car.
Whoa.
Also, Vin Diesel's car is a...
Whoa.
Whoa,
come on.
You can't be saying things like
that. Come on,
that's a certain thing of decency.
It's all wrong. It's too far. Yeah. Come on,
that car is only 8 years old.
See, it's the context in which the word is used that makes it offensive.
Wrong medium to use that in now and there.
No, this has to cut out. That joke had a possibility of going there, and then we cannibalized our own joke. Well done, everybody.
Yeah.
Gentlemen.
And you referencing it makes it funny again, Jackson.
That wasn't the reference. It genuinely has to be cut out. No, seriously.
Yeah.
I will put in a big bleep there, and then just end with us going.
No. Cut out the last 5 minutes. Or the last whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck it, we're not actually doing this episode. Shut it down, boys!